What is going on? Fucking City of Rot is in demand on Indiegogo, guys. Wherever and whenever you're watching this, if you haven't already, go check it out. The link should be in the description.
Yeah, click that link, you idiots.
Old man time. Time to tweet this
We're
out.
not nice no more now that we got funded.
Go
F yourselves.
The new names all up and everything. I gotta remember that, because now when I go to comment on other channels and shit, no one's gonna know who I am.
We're gonna go fly away with Cecil because this was a cash grab.
Yeah, right. We are also going to Argentina.
We just weren't as successful as him. We gotta share that $9,000 between the two of us.
Oh God, the dyslexia is strong this week. I just put name new. Yeah.
I'm not gonna be on cam tonight. I'm too haggard from last night. Plus, I'm naked.
Yeah. Fully in the nude. Watching Lars von Trier's Nymphomaniac Extended Director's Cut 2014.
I thought you were gonna say watching Law and Order.
Woman arrested in New York City after she spat in a police officer's eyes and screamed, "Fuck you, fascist."
New York City?
New York, New York. Eat my butt, New York.
They don't do that there no more. Giuliani got rid of all that business.
Yeah, right. Remember only like a year ago when everything was Me Too's and we didn't have to hear about politics. We just had to hear about rapists. The good old days. Fuck, man. It's been a long 2 months, but we made it to the other side. I worked on some sketch cover stuff today. I gotta send some more script shit over to you.
Yeah, script shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Wrap this fucking book up and figure out what our next step is. I want to get the pre-launch signups up for Hellseekers this week as well, and fix that whole fucking issue.
There's a fucking issue?
Well, I had like 150, almost 200 people signed up for it, and then what's it called? We didn't realize there was a time constraint on Indiegogo's pre-launch signups where it would only stay up for 6 months, and then it basically deletes the campaign if you don't launch within that 6 months. So their, servers or whatever don't have to store the information at all. And
but there's no issue with fucking. It's just an issue.
Yeah, it's just an issue.
Fuck.
Yeah, no fucking issues. Let's see. The YouTube studio. We're at 383 subscribers.
I don't like you getting all Aryan when you say that.
Dude, fucking BBC. Ryan even called it too. He tried to stop himself from playing that clip, and me being the generous host that I am.
Generous lover.
Yeah, the generous lover, just fucking passing that jazz around. I was like, no, Ryan, you play that video and we will all laugh at you. And then we got to see super young Ryan, or what looked like super young Ryan. He said it was like 10 years ago, but it looked like 30 years ago. What is going on, Razmaz?
What's up?
Yeah, we watched that clip, and it wasn't even that, like, that clip was only funny because of what the fuck we were saying over it. I couldn't think of a more solid argument for transformative use of something. and it's just got like a blanket pull because of fucking Chris Hardwick. Really, really, really sucked. But I think you can still watch it. I just think that section might be blocked, or the video might just be completely down now. I don't really know, because we did get a comment on it from Ryan, and then it was gone. The channel's growing steadily, which is fucking rad. People keep tuning in, hanging out. I think Kayla will be here later tonight. I don't know how much later. She said she'd just be popping in at some point when she got home. I got those sketch cards going. We're going to be placing orders for all the like auxiliary shit whenever the money comes in. That's what's it called? Not the book, basically. Figure out the poster stuff and all that. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I want to have it all like squared away, like well ahead of time. Be even cooler if I can have it all, like boxed up and ready to go, other than the book, and I just need to drop books in and fucking slap the labels on and wrap them up.
Always wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up real good. Election is absolutely fucking nuts. Not to get
oh my gosh, it's a clusterfuck.
Yeah, not to get crazy political, but it's just hilarious being someone who's sort of like caught in the middle of all of it and doesn't really want either one, and just like seeing more cases of just like, yeah, big government fucking sucks and does not work right.
Well, it's just crazy, like, and you look at the media too, like each one projecting different results. Like, oh, this state's gone this way, this state's gone that way, and then you turn the channel and it's a totally different outcome.
Yep. It's I have a
It was going to
feeling
be crazy, but I didn't expect it to be this retarded. Because they're saying now, like, we're not going to find out results till next week.
That's what I was going to say. I have a feeling. I think I even said it last night while we were drinking and dicking around that we wouldn't know who our president is until sometime the following week, because I get the vibe there's going to be a lot of recounts and shit.
Well, we already know the president is an evil alien reptilian that came here from a parallel dimension. He is not on camera, and this is just a sock puppet who will be filling in for him for the public. Duh. Didn't you go to public school?
It's weird, because then doesn't it all come down to Nevada?
Mm.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the real important stuff, like how I just finished the movie Howl.
Yeah, right. How did you end up liking it?
So here's the thing about it. In the very beginning, it feels very much like Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. Like, I think it must have been a big influence on whoever wrote it. Because, like, remember how in the beginning of Dawn of the Dead, there's a lot of, like, misdirections? Like, the girl goes outside, and she thinks the guy's dead, and then he, like, wakes up, he's just sleeping in the ambulance.
Yeah.
And, like, the movie's, like, giving these little, like, misdirections about the whole zombie thing.
I almost watched that tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And there's
might do that
scenes
after
like
this.
that in this movie, the very beginning. Like, it's almost straight up. And there's also like some of the characters are kind of like Dawn of the Dead characters, but not as well written. But the movie itself, like it's overall, if you just want to watch a movie, just a good like little fun werewolf movie when you're bored one night, it's good for that.
A little
But
popcorn movie.
Yeah, but I mean, as like a story, as like characters, it's not great. There's some like really dumb stuff in it. Like at one point, so there's this one character, he's kind of the villain of the movie. He's basically just the Modern Family Guy's character in Dawn of the Dead, except they just make him Like they go over the top with him, making him bad. Like that guy was just kind of a douche, but he's funny at being a douche. But he's also a coward, and that's what makes him really truly bad. This guy, they throw everything under the bus. I mean, everything but the kitchen sink. It's like, okay, he'll kill other people to get ahead. He'll sacrifice this person. He'll lie. He cheats on his wife. He's like a rapist, probably. It's like everything they could think of. There's like, oh yeah, and he probably said the N word.
More like next month, Razmaz said about the president.
Yeah. But yeah, so like that character really sucks. He's just so like cartoonishly bad. And there's one funny part at the end, near the end of it. It's not the actual end, so it's not gonna like spoil anything. But he's gonna like. So basically, what's happened in the movie is that this commuter train gets stuck in the middle of the woods, and there's werewolves in the woods, and they're attacking it. And the werewolves are actually really cool in it. I like them. They're not traditional werewolves.
No, they're kind of like a hybrid.
Yeah, they're like a humanoid werewolf thing. Like they have.
I really like that. It almost looked like they were like a microwaved werewolf.
Yeah,
they're like losing hair and stuff.
Yeah, you know, they kind of look like to me is that show Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
like there's some of those creatures. Like there's one that's like he's got long black hair. I don't watch the show, but I've seen like clips here and there. There's one character who has like long black hair and he has like his teeth exposed all the time.
Yeah,
I don't look like that.
It did well, those things, the giants or whatever, from what I know, that's the whole thing. They're like stretched out and weird. They don't have like lips and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of what I really liked about Howl is they're not just like giant furry wolves like the size of a man or bigger than a man. They were kind of all slightly different and stuff and would like mold their fur in different ways, almost like how people have different haircuts.
Yeah, exactly.
And like you were saying, it looks like they really sell the idea of the like transformation and just like being in this form being like excruciatingly painful. Like it looks like the teeth are like busting through all of the gums and shit. Like it's really grisly looking.
Yeah, like at one point a character, their teeth falls out to make the werewolf teeth.
Oh yeah, and like the clicking noise of that, and then them all hitting the ground. I love that scene. I totally forgot about that.
And there's the one character that turns into a werewolf. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody. There's one character that, like it would have to happen. Like any zombie movie, you're gonna watch someone's gonna turn into a zombie.
Yeah.
There's one character gets turned into a werewolf, and it's terrifying. Like it's a really freaky looking. Like the person's not a werewolf fully yet, but they're in that transitional period, and they're pretty freaky looking.
I'm wondering if anyone's ever done that, like the throw off, almost like Carpenter's The Thing with the blood testing scene. You do the classic, like everybody's freaking out and paranoid that one of them's about to turn into a werewolf, and they think they figured it out, and they strap the guy down and everything, and then one of the other ones just abruptly turns into one and rips everybody apart.
Yeah.
It's like there's not enough werewolf movies.
But
I don't even care if that's been done in a werewolf movie now. I just want more werewolf movies. Wolf of Snow Hollow was really good, but it really wasn't what I was expecting it to be at all.
Is it not like a werewolf movie, or is it more like a drama with werewolves?
It's like
she took my cub.
Like a murder mystery comedy. And I'm like, I still want to go back and watch it again, but the more and more I think about it, I'm like, I don't know if I'm like disappointed or what about I really liked it while I was watching it, and the more I think about it, I'm like, what the fuck is going on with that movie?
Yeah, I forgot about it until like the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, Spencer hasn't asked me to watch that yet. He hasn't talked to me more about it since.
Yeah, well, I figured fucking we get you paid and everything, and you can...
That's what this is all about, just to get me paid to buy movies.
Yeah, to buy movies. That's the real cash grab.
Watch a movie with me, Jeff.
I just need a friend in COVID. The pandemic's been hard.
But yeah, there's this one scene in the movie that was like really silly, where the bad guy,
You
basically
keep
trapped.
saying the bad guy, and I don't even remember him other than just being like an evil dickhead.
Yeah, because he's just so silly, like bad. He's just like almost twirling a mustache bad.
Yeah, he's like a carnival villain in a
Yeah,
very contemporary movie.
and it's like nobody just takes him out. Like, why wouldn't you guys just shoot him? You know, like you obviously know he's a bad guy. You know, but at one point he's like gonna sacrifice these people to the werewolves, and literally all he does is he takes this little piece of metal and puts it between them and the doorway. That and it's like maybe 4 feet off the ground. Like they could easily just step over it. And they walk up to it and the actors have to try and sell like, oh my gosh, this thing's in her way. And it's like it's at waist height. Just jump over it. It was so funny.
Maybe
But,
the old lady can't make it. That's about it. Like,
and then there's like, there's like a dumb romance that makes no sense. It just comes out of nowhere. Um uh there's also really bad ADR. Like the sound editing and the voiceover and stuff is all kind of weird. It's like it's too toned in, where like you hear everything super clearly, and then the music gets put in like the super like way in the background. Um, I'm trying to think what else. Like,
I remember enjoying it. Like I said,
yeah,
that's the problem with these like popcorn movies is I watch them and I'm like, if there's like a really cool scene or something, I remember it. But now I'm like thinking of it, I can't remember a goddamn thing about the ending of the movie. I remember what you were talking about with the character turning, and I know the
mm,
character that turns. There's like that little old adorable couple
yeah,
that
yeah,
are just like a victim of everything throughout the
yeah.
movie. They're just there to be victimized.
Like, it's not a bad movie. I'm not trying to shit on it. I'm just trying to talk about like there's these are the dumb things that are in it. But as a movie,
That's
like
one of
if you're
those
just
ones though where I feel like a couple little tweaks and another draft of the script and it could have been
yeah,
like really fucking good,
yeah, because
but
the
I can't
concept's great.
remember enough of it.
The concept's really fun, and it's just like a dumb turn your brain off kind of movie. I
That's
was hoping it would be more, but even like the music, it's just straight up the 28 Days Later music, like a knockoff version.
that's one of those ones too where it's like I don't know how they shot that, if they had an actual train or whatever, but it's like if you didn't have an actual train, you just had to build like one train car set and
Yeah.
reuse that essentially. And you could have done the outside of the trains even as like a miniature or whatever, because you don't really ever see anything other than the CGI werewolves
Hmm.
outside for the most part. And there's that one scene where the guy's up against the train, but I feel like you could probably do like some smart close up work with that too.
Yeah.
The train was a social construct, pretty much.
But yeah, and like it's a fun little movie. It's just like when you think about it and really pay attention to like what the characters are doing, what their motivation is, and just some of like the plot. It's like, okay, this is really stupid, but just
Yeah,
watching the werewolves themselves, they're really fucking cool. And the concept of being stuck on a train in the middle of the woods.
that was the thing. It's almost like the opposite of movies like From Dusk Till Dawn, where
Hmm.
Dusk Till Dawn is like a cool idea, but there's like nothing really to it, and when you start to pick it apart, it is just this big stretch of like a bunch of ridiculous shit, but it's
Yeah.
executed so fucking well. Whereas this movie is kind of like really cool concept, a lot of fucking awesome ideas, and there's not much of a stretch to it.
Mm-mm.
Like it's very, that's the weird thing, is other than the monsters, it's a very grounded movie. And that one like villain guy, but even he, like, if they had cut like a couple things from the character for his like motivation for being an evil dick,
Hmm.
it would have been all right. But it's like the dude is like legitimately just like a sociopath, and I think
Yeah.
that was just supposed to be like some ham-fisted social commentary because he's like the businessman type guy.
Exactly.
uh
Like there's a point in it where he has
that's
like
it's also
two
like a
sets of keys.
European movie, so that's like 99% sure that's like exactly what it is.
Yeah, like there's a point in it where he has two sets of house keys, and for no reason at all, he gives the main character this whole speech on how, as a man, you should have like a house in the city for your women, and then a house at home for your wife, and like you can fuck women and do all this. It's like it literally comes out of nowhere. Like they've already been attacked by werewolves at this point, and he's just
Yeah.
like giving this guy.
Like,
It's like,
who cares who
what?
this guy is fucking on the side at this point?
Yeah, it's like, what
It's
the
like
fuck is going on?
it's like the filmmaker couldn't remember if he had sold the fact that you want this guy to die or not yet.
Yeah,
Uh,
like we already know he's a dickhead.
yeah, that's like one of the number one things with red letter media is like the like telltale sign of like an amateur filmmaker is when you're sort of just being redundant with like the point of your scenes, not
Hmm.
necessarily like your shots or whatever. Like they're like, it's good to have variety, but you can have a pretty straightforward shot movie, but like the easiest way to tell you have no fucking clue what you're doing is when the scene motivation is the same for every scene and there's
Right,
nothing actually developing.
and that's why I really liked. Why I really appreciate Dawn of the Dead, the remake, so much because all the characters in it are actually kind of smart with how they're reacting
Well,
to
that's
things.
the whole movie too, is just character development.
Yeah,
Like
and
there's so
they all have
much.
different, opinions on things, but you can
Yep.
understand where they're all coming from.
So much happens in the movie, and it's not like overtly political. Like everyone for the most part thinks they're coming from a logical standpoint
Yeah.
and genuinely believes that, and I really like that. uh that dude, I never remember his name, the TV salesman guy who's like the main character,
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
was so fucking good in that, and then he went on to be like the husband in The Medium.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the only reason I know that is my mother was fucking nuts about that show when it was on TV,
Mhm.
and I just remember like stopping by her house one time and she's watching it like while it was on, and he's just like the husband in the show, and I was like, oh shit, it's Dawn of the Dead guy, and she's like, what? Like,
Well, the whole cast is great, like, the guy that plays CJ is really good in that, and he's never, like, in a movie in more
oh
than, like, a
yeah,
C-list character,
uh
role.
that I forgot how fucking good he was
You know
too.
what? He could have been a good Wolverine because he's, like, a little hairy, muscular dude.
He could, and he's got that like fist face where he that's the whole
Yeah.
thing is I don't think Wolverine should be handsome. He should be like we've been saying, like old school handsome, like
Yeah, just like ugly Nick Nolte.
yeah, that ugly handsome. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He just doesn't look like himself.
Yeah, but he's
Uh
never, like, a lead character or, like, even, like,
yeah,
a co-lead or
he's
anything.
in that Comey show. Uh He plays Andrew McCabe in it. He's a main character in Jack Ryan. He was Doug Stamper on House of Cards.
So you're just naming, like, every Aaron Sorkin project.
Yeah, right. He was in an episode of Black Mirror, which I didn't remember. Men Against Fire.
You're like,
Uh,
"He was in Steve Jobs, he was in
he
Social
was in
Network."
Man of Steel, but I don't remember him being in that either.
Oh, he's just like a soldier, in, like, the war room. I remember that, now that
Oh,
you say
okay.
it. He's not he's not, like, in a major role or anything.
They gave him like a full name, and I'm like, don't remember this name even being said.
Oh, dude, I didn't
Uh,
even think about that because Zack Snyder directed that.
yeah, he was
Duh.
in Defendor. Generation Kill, I remember him in.
I wonder why Zack Snyder didn't have him in 300. He's buff. He could've pulled it off.
He's bald. They didn't want to do all the wig work.
He's got a helmet to wear.
He's the one bald Spartan. Yeah, CJ is like his best fucking role. Like he was so good, and
Mhm.
he's like a lovable piece of shit in the best way.
Yeah, and same
Uh
thing with him, like, he's a dick in it, but you understand his motivation because if you think about it, like, okay, they're under attack by monster army of the undead, and now strangers show up to your hideout. Is it the
That's
best
the
idea
whole
to let them
thing.
in?
His line of logic is like that's the whole thing. Everyone's being like logical, but they all have different motivations, and his
Mhm,
is like a survival of everyone. Rick in The Walking Dead is basically stolen from that character.
mhm.
Uh like that character's whole thing is just like make the hard decisions to save the most people.
Yep.
And you don't realize it throughout the whole haze of the movie, but after a couple times of watching, he's like the real calculated one. Like, he does some fucked up stuff, but it's genuinely always for the greater good, and it's insane. It's like CJ's like the real hero of that movie. If you want a real villain in that movie, it's guys like Steve.
Yeah.
uh
Yeah. Well,
Steve's
and nobody would have gotten
Steve's
away
like
with
an
it if CJ
absolute piece of
hadn't
shit,
sacrificed himself.
self-centered.
Steve, you're right. That's the one that Modern Family guy is.
Yeah, Ty Burrell. Yeah,
Yeah.
from Modern Family.
But
Another one
and
where
with
it's
him
like
though,
almost like the role he was made for. Like,
and it's so funny. Like he plays such a nice dude in everything else he's been in, and in that movie, he is like the perfect asshole.
yeah, it's like evil heel turn, and he's just amazing in it.
Mm-hmm. But like the thing too with his character, what separates him from the one from Howl is because he's genuinely likable. Like, you know, a real asshole like that is manipulative. So he knows how to like get you to like him.
Yeah.
And he's likable. It's just that he's also a coward.
There's like a part in the movie too where he realizes he's sort of getting on people's nerves. I think it's like after the like montage scene where they're all just sort of having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I can't remember if they're talking about coffee or something, but he can like realize like he's sort of testing people's patience.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like is like there's those little bits where it's like, yeah, he's an evil dick, but he's calculated and he's
Mm-hmm.
aware of like his dickishness. Like,
Yep.
he knows the threshold, and like you were saying, he's very manipulative. He knows how to use that.
Yeah, Razmaz, the great a good. Like in fucking the shit, now I'm forgetting the damn name of the movie, Hot Fuzz. Remember the group? The great a good.
So evidently YouTube video descriptions still aren't fucking working on here. I don't know why.
My favorite line in Dawn of the Dead, I can't say because it will get us struck, but it's the part where Kevin, was it Ziegler, I think is in that. He's like, oh, I want to get a cafe mocha latte or something like that. And then the one dude just calls him the F word. Like when I saw that in the theater, and the whole audience cracked up like crazy when he said that. And then the very next moment too is great, where the camera pulls out and he's just in his boxers, but he's got his utility belt on and his little sheriff's cap. And
Yep.
CJ's like, "What are you doing?"
I love the what is it? The like preacher in the high heels just telling stories about when he realized he was gay from the sexy muscly dude painting his parents' house. And CJ and all the dudes are locked in the jail like, no. It's like, this is just so well written. Like,
well, and that's why I put Ving Rhames in the cover of the comic, you know, with the little celebrity cameos, because I loved Ving Rhames' character in that too.
Oh yeah, and that's the funny thing is like Ving Rhames is one of those dudes where he's like so larger than life, it's almost cartoonish to have him in a movie, and he's still so good in that movie. But I'm like, it's really hard for me to take him seriously in a lot of stuff unless it's like a really extreme role. And he's not really in that. He's just like,
he's really good in too. It's a dumb movie. It's not a good movie, but he's great in it. Is the Larry and Chuck movie with Adam
I
Sandler.
now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Yeah,
I don't
he plays
remember
this
anything from that, but that was another one where I got a screener to go see that like the week before it came out. Yeah, I was just talking to Beth about this the other day. So there was a point in time, I don't remember how it came to be, but I remember partially, but I don't know how it like stayed for so long because I never actually did reviews. But one of my aunts worked at a local radio station, and she just used to get passes, like press passes for movie screener releases back when Showcase Cinemas was still all over the place around here. I don't know if you ever had those around you.
Cinema Showcase?
Just Showcase Cinemas.
I don't think so.
It was just a chain of theaters. You might just be saying the name backwards. They did have a weird ass logo.
Don't tell me what I'm doing.
Right. Well, they were a big franchise and they went out of business like late 90s, early 2000s, I want to say.
Mhm.
But they used to do the screeners there and they would do them in the town because our town's theater was basically like the secondary one in Connecticut. It wasn't the big one that everybody went to for like premieres, so they did all the little secret screeners there. And I used to go see so many fucking dumb movies before they came out. That was one of them. And I can't even remember the movie we were talking about now because I started thinking about the
Chuck and
other
Larry.
ones. Yeah, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. The other one was another one I went and saw was. Did you ever see Red Eye?
Yeah, that was the Wes Craven movie.
Oh, that was Wes Craven.
Yeah,
Man,
that was like his first. Well, I don't know if it was his first, but that was like it was billed as like his first foray into non-horror.
Wes Craven making a regular ass movie was a bad idea. Holy fuck. That movie was boring as shit. I remember I was like on the cusp of falling asleep the whole time, and I was one of 2 people that showed up to the screener. So it seemed like me and another guy fighting to stay awake so the other one didn't fuck with him. Like, because that was all there was to do in the theater. I was like, this guy falls asleep, I'm gonna throw popcorn at him because it was like 15.
Is there any movie you have fallen asleep during in the theater?
Shrek. I was
Shrek.
very young. Yes, I was a small child. I don't remember when Shrek came out, but we went and saw it in theaters. I was, however old, not like a super small child, but I think I was like.
Was it just because you were a kid and you wanted to take a nap, or was it because it was boring for you?
Oh, I was just bored as shit.
For me, it was Matrix Revolutions.
That's hilarious.
I think it came out the year I graduated high school, and me and a buddy went to go see it because it was one of those things where they released Reloaded, and then like 6 months later they released Revolution.
Yeah, see, that one's so dumb. I could have still gone and seen it and enjoyed myself. My issue with Shrek was, so yeah, it was 2001. My issue was, I at that point was already like hooked on horror movies, and my parents would let me watch rated R shit and stuff. And that was for like, I think my little brother's birthday party.
You were like, "Is this donkey gonna fuck that dragon or not?
Yeah,
Let's go."
right. And we went for like a little, like, again, it was at Showcase Cinemas, and they did like these birthday party things where it was like, I think they did like 12 kids, and you got popcorn for all the kids and a bunch of shit. And my mom used like me and my older brother as 2 of the 12 kids, and then it was my little brother and 9 of his friends, and we had to sit through Shrek, dude, and somehow my older brother stayed awake and watched the movie, and my younger brother and all his friends did, and I just like passed out like a narcoleptic. Could not do it. It bored the hell out of me. It blew my mind years later that it became like a big meme because I didn't see it until I was like almost out of high school when a friend put it on at a party as like a joke, and I was just like out of my mind on drugs watching it. So the first time I saw Shrek, I was like tripping on mushrooms, I'm pretty sure. At my buddy Dale's house in high school. But yeah, that was the good old days.
Yeah, I just got bored with Matrix Revolutions.
It
was just such a
was that
boring...
the second or the third one?
That was the last one, the third one.
Okay.
It went on forever. It was boring.
I was thinking that was
It made
the
you.
blonde twins, and I was like,
No,
really?
that was
You
the
fell
second one.
asleep during that one? Yeah, that was
No, the
Reloaded.
third one has you follow these characters that aren't Neo. So why should the fuck you
Yeah,
care?
it's like all underground and shit for a bunch of it too, and
I wanted them to destroy the human race so bad in that movie. I hated humanity, like their stupid little hippie drum circle bullshit.
don't hold back, Jeff.
Oh no, I really fucking hated it.
Right?
Like it's one of those things where like in a movie when they give you a hint of
Let the hate
something.
flow through you.
Oh, it's
Throw
about
through
to.
you.
Like in a movie though, like when they give you a hint of something and you conjure it up in your mind, like, oh, what could it be? It could be so cool. And then they do a sequel or a prequel where they reveal everything and it ruins the whole thing for you.
That's the
Like
best.
Star Wars, like the prequels, they explain way too much. It
What's
was like
going on,
that.
Colin?
Like when they had in the first film, oh, there's only a small group of humans left in the entire world. The robots are destroying everything, and we have very limited resources. And
Yeah.
like, okay, this is really cool. I can't imagine what that world's gonna look like. And then they
We're
go
all
there, and they're
eating
just
what looks like semen and flour
yeah.
mixed together.
And then they go there, and it's just like they're all jamming out like at a Fish concert, and they
Yeah,
all have
what was
dreadlocks.
that? There was like a fucking mud rave.
Yeah, it was like an orgy.
Uh, Matrix
I
mud rave.
want to.
Oh,
Orgy time. We're trying
thank
to set up
God,
the orgy time.
thank
Is
God you're
6
here.
okay for you tomorrow?
Right.
What am
What's
I
the
missing?
best time to get together and fornicate as a large group?
Now, Spencer, the butt plug you got last time was too high of a gauge. It chased me.
Right. I said 2 fists.
Old Spencer Two Fist.
Knitted jumpers with duct tape patches. So I'm not gonna be on camera very long, but real quick, we got
Oh shit.
sketch cards now.
All right.
That's like real stuff.
Yeah.
We're real boys.
And they're on nice fucking Bristol boards. The comic book Bristol boards.
Dude, Colin has something crazy for every story we talk about.
I've been a spare cock at 2 of them. What do you do there? Are you just like a wallflower or a wall dick?
Is he a cuckold?
Yeah.
Are you a pussy willow?
Do they make you face the wall or face the orgy? Kayla's already losing it. She's been here 30
I'm
seconds.
out.
I need to grab a drink.
All right. Today.
And I'm remembering I did not feed my cat, so I'm going to leave you to fend for yourselves for a moment. Kayla can yell at you about what today is.
That's Spencer's code for he has to take a dump. I gotta go feed my
Today?
cat.
I wish. What it would be to part the sea.
I am, yeah. Well.
Kayla's having none of it tonight.
Being dumb, right? Welcome to the stream, girl. Good to have you.
Today is the anniversary of They Live.
Oh.
Talk about it.
Perfect timing.
I know, with everything going on in this freaking world, it's insane. But that is like one of my all-time favorite movies. I always say it on here. Best fight scene ever. Just everything about that movie. And we're living it. So it's just interesting, just seeing how everything is going.
I think it's funny, and I'm not, I'm going after both sides on this politically, but I think it's funny when I see people on Twitter share "They Live" memes for their candidate and be like, look how the media's on the other people's side, and look at how their candidate's so fake and it's like, no, it's all a game.
Yeah, they're not understanding. I mean, it's always going to be rich against poor.
Yeah.
So it really. Why I'm like, I don't really take anything to heart with what celebrities say or whatever with the shit, because I know at the end of election day, no matter what, I'm still gonna have to get up, go to work, and do my shit. Nothing stops, you know? I still gotta do my shit, and that
Mhm.
depends on me. So I can't be worried about anything else. But yeah, They Live. I just think it's insane, and so many people don't truly understand the meaning of the movie itself. It's based off of a book. The book's not entitled They Live. I actually have been trying to find a copy of this book. I can't remember what the fuck it's called. I'm really gonna have to Google this.
I thought it was
I'm
like a
really
comic
gonna have
book,
to,
wasn't
you
it?
know what? I'm not, no, it's actually like a novel. And let me Google this. And I'm not ashamed to fucking use Google when I'm not 100% sure, but let's, so book They Live is based off, based on 8 o'clock in the morning by Ray Nelson. It's a short story that he wrote. Um, but that's what they base They Live on. It was first published in the November 1963 issue of the magazine of Fantasy and Science Fiction. But Carpenter first encountered the story 23 years later, and in its comic book adaptation, Nada. So actually, there is a comic book adaptation called Nada, which is the main character's name. So now I need to find that comic book. Wow, thanks, Google. It's probably fucking super expensive too, but I'll find it. You know I will.
Mhm.
I'm gonna hunt it down. um, Colin just said, "Here's how I dismiss actors telling me how to vote. Why should I listen to someone who plays dress up for a living? Why should I listen to people that talk about COVID, how serious COVID is, and are still traveling all over the fucking world and making money?" I'm just saying. Why should I listen to anyone other than myself, you know? I mean, I don't go for anything with celebrities because they have their own set of rules, their own laws,
Agenda.
they abide by their own agendas. And at the end of the day, we make them famous. We put cash in their pockets
Well, and
for
and too, like, uh, we've had a whole, like, couple of years of Me Too where they've exposed that everybody in the industry is basically raping people and children, and it's like, you all actively took part in this and knew about this for
yeah,
years. Why
it's
should we listen to you about
horrible.
everything?
It's horrible, and I'm sorry, but, a lot of women don't like me for the fact that, yes, there is some real shit that does happen, absolutely, but there is also some shit where, people aren't taking accountability for their own actions. I know I've worked every aspect of cons. There are people that have came out that have said certain things, but I have seen different, with my own eyes, and I know it's, for attention in some cases. Um there's two sides to
Be
every
honest.
story. There's a lot of different things is what I'm getting at, and people hate me for that, but there are people that they do lie. Unfortunately, shit does happen. It is an atrocity and it is horrendous and it's horrible that people are
Yes,
subjected
lying
to be
women is an
victimized, but
atrocity.
oh my God, can I just tell you? I obviously I follow Kanye. We get the same birthday, crazy Geminis. But he did the best election post when he voted. It was amazing. He basically just said like he voted for the first time in history,
Mhm.
and he voted for the person that he could trust, and that person was himself. Yeah. So but yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Mhm.
There's truth, there's lies to everything. There's good, there's bad with everything. There's right, there's wrong. There's a lot of shit that fucking happens. But we all need to hold ourselves accountable for our own actions all the time and take responsibility for our shit. And if something happens, then I would never be afraid to speak out. Ever. No one can intimidate me. So
Well, that's why
here we go.
I really like, Rose McGowan, even though, like, yeah, she's crazy, she hasn't backed down,
Y'all
like, for
said she
her
was
shit.
crazy for so many fucking years. That's the
Mhm.
thing that's, like, insane. So, like,
And she's called
her
out
own people
everybody that
turned
her own
against
group
her.
won't. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, they play the politics, and she's like, "No." Like, I'm going after people that did bad things. If they did something bad, why would I care what side of the aisle they're
And
on,
do you know what it
or
comes
how they
down
can help
to?
me?
Do you know what it all comes down to? People are so fucking hungry for money. And not
Twinkies.
only that,
Oh, money, right?
not only just money, but people are also so hungry for appreciation, because appreciation makes some people feel superior. They want that attention. They want all eyes on them. You know, people are not willing to some people are not willing to necessarily do the harder thing, which is in some cases the right thing because it is harder. They are more willing to do the easier thing, and get some blood on their hands in the process. You know,
Hmm.
uh, I choose to do what I how can I put this? Like, I choose to live my life in a way that I know I can sleep at night very well. Um,
Oh, I was like, what
you
crazy
know,
shit is Kayla talking about?
I am
She killed a
talking.
guy.
I thought you, yeah, I
I
thought she
did.
said
I
like
Got blood in
know.
her
people don't
hand.
like getting some blood on their hands. I
It
was
was
like,
it was
where did
it was
this
the
go?
knife guy. It was knife guy in New Hampshire.
When
That
dismembering
incident.
a body, always start at the joints.
Yeah,
But
right.
yeah. But no, we were just
Like
saying about
hookers
like,
cut up
yeah,
real
I was just
easy.
saying like people like celebrities, me and Jeff are like kind of agreeing, like they have their own life, their own
Oh, I
agenda,
thought
they
you were
have
gonna
their
say
own.
you and Jeff are kind of like celebrities.
No, what the fuck? I'm
I am
just a
now.
fucking
I'm a superstar.
I am just here.
I'm gonna come back with a British accent next time I do the show.
Oh my
I'm
god, you're
living
gonna go the
large.
Madonna route. That's what that is.
Kayla, we got our first in demand sale tonight for a newsprint copy, and I found out it was my buddy Jeff.
Oh,
Not this Jeff, another Jeff.
another Jeff. Yeah, I
That'd be
That would
figured
be
weird.
that.
Jeff's like,
stupid
I
of
got
me.
money, so I backed it now.
So Jeff, how many people have called you Geoff in your life?
In my whole life, it happens literally almost every day. I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah.
I have people that see my name and will just stop and like start sweating. Like, how do I say this? Oh my god! I've been called Geoff most of my life. I've been called Goff. I've been called Joffrey,
Goff is
Godfrey.
excellent.
I even one time got called Greg because I think the person was just like it broke their brain and they were like Greg.
That's okay. The first like 3 months of talking to you, my phone just always corrected your name to Jeff Elfins. So I was just like,
Oh yeah, well, elfing around.
fuck it, whatever, fuff it, Jesus.
All I know, Spencer. Your name is Spencer with an A.
Yeah.
To me, and I
To
would say,
me.
Jeff, I get the same effect when people see my name, but probably not in a good way. You know, it's like their hearts flutter, they start sweating, you know, not in a good way though. They're like, oh shit, it's this bitch.
I had
Kevin,
an English
Here she
teacher
comes.
that mispronounced my name before.
Kevin is just got back to me, and he's also going to do some original sketch cards for giveaways on the Patreon. So
Nice.
it's better time than ever to back us. My buddy Tony
Uh,
is still a patron on there, so
Hey, you know
I
Tony too? Hey.
updated the YouTube descriptions, so when the videos go up, it's automated that they're all on there. But on StreamYard, I have to put them in manually
You know I'm Jeffing in here,
for live. But
right?
now I know I have to do that manually. So you can get your name in the video descriptions. I'll be rendering in After Effects post credits little video that'll play at the end of streams when we head out every night, and that'll be some Institute music and little roll credits of all of our patrons who support us on here. And we got some loot and stuff that's gonna be over there. We're gonna have like sticker packs, trading cards, button packs, buttons, and stuff like that. And
Oh, we
now,
could get in trouble for loot crates. Is that weird?
yeah, right. And now we're gonna have kick-ass original sketch cards from all these dudes that you can just randomly win just from being a patron on there. Even the dollar patrons can win the giveaways, but
You can Ryan win
yeah,
this giveaway.
you can cry and win.
Yeah, douche.
I guess it depends on how drunk you are. That's
Also,
my philosophy.
we can peep this really quick. There we go. I don't know what. the links are always like way out of order from what they actually are. It's at 95.13 the last time we were here. We could refresh it really quick. 235, 237. Hell yeah. 95.63 is 79%.
Sweet.
25 days to go. Was that a little under 2,500 left to go. We need to get that. It's like $100 a day.
You want to play that trailer?
Yeah, but I need to stop it and I need to restart it because I didn't share audio.
Yeah, if my broadcast can get it, you can get it.
Everyone can see my hobbit hole of hoarding comic stuff right now.
I'm married. I do not want to see other women's hobbit holes.
Not allowed. Beth will kill me.
What is? Oh my god, that went way above my head. I walked right into that shit.
My hobbit hole is itchy tonight.
With a bee.
In order to survive, she must be as deadly as the beasts that hunt her. When she finally escapes, she finds herself in the midst of a galactic war. Will she live long enough to find her true?
I love that we can do that and still talk.
To find out and help us extend the Gods and Gears universe.
That's what I'm most excited for. This means more Gods and Gears all around, guys, which is just kick ass building that world.
Yeah. I know. I love world building.
The world to Ryan, even though he's real modest about it. So if you haven't already, definitely go check out Hammerella and back it. Frankie, what is going on, dude? Good to see you.
I like seeing Spencer's YouTube list here.
Yeah, dude. I'm a deviant.
Count Ankula, Raida, Come Town.
You gotta love it. Are you
playing Origa?
Because some of this shit, I haven't even watched. Like, I don't know what the Fortnite thing is, but Fortnite is marketed to me like a motherfucker.
Probably because Ghost Rider. They're like, he likes that kind of shit.
That's funny too, because I was like, oh shit, Ghost Rider's in the game. Fortnite's really pulling out all the stops now, because I saw that on YouTube today as like one of the sponsored posts, and I was like, motherfucker. Like, you got me actually thinking about downloading Fortnite, you son of a bitch. There's a whole Ghost Rider Cup. I don't even know what that means, and I want it.
We got RLM. What's the guy above Chris Rock there?
Above Chris Rock? Mountain Talk. That's what I mean. Like, I have no clue what, like, half of this shit
doing.
JRE I definitely watch. I've seen Ricada before, but I think it's just because I'm subbed to him, and he's live right now. Election Boogaloo, vote count 2. Jesus Christ.
I don't watch a lot of his videos, but when I do, I always enjoy them.
Yeah, no, I subbed to him forever ago when he was just like helping out a bunch of people in the community, and now he's a lawyer, so he's doing different shit like weekly.
Did you see when he broke down the booby video?
If I sub to someone, unless you do some really heinous shit, I'm not going to unsub to you. It helps build these fucking people's channels up. So, did
you see when he broke down the boogie video?
No, I did not watch that.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Where he pulled a gun on that guy.
See, yeah, that's one I watch a ton too, and it's always like the most incriminating shit to pop up at the end of this, and I think it's hilarious that it does that on these campaigns. That's why I'm like, man, if I ever go on like if I went on Billy Tucci's show to promote the book or anything like that, I always would be like, you have to be like, have the wholesome people share your page and have them play it so their YouTube history pops up at the end. Yeah. So if anybody incriminates the channel, it's them doing it on their own channel, because it's wild, dude. I'm like, and there's months I'll be researching something for a book. Like, there was one month I was just fucking watching anything I could find on Nazis when we were working on Tomb of the Black Bloods. It was just like anything about World War II and Hitler and the occult and all that stuff. And I was just like, oh man, if we were running a campaign during that, everybody'd be like, what the fuck is this guy about?
Well, the YouTube algorithm sucks too, because it's like, if you watch one video of like carpentry, you'll get nothing but carpentry videos through your whole feed.
That's my problem too, is I have such an addictive fucking personality. It's like, I watch one video about building a deck, and then a week later, I'm like, I'm gonna build a house.
Yeah. Or it's like, oh, pimple popper video. Oh, cool. And then it's just like every video of disgusting pimples and boils and shit being popped.
That never happens with me. Anna is all about that shit, and that was like when we were talking the other day about watching the Jack show, and I was like, I love that show, and it's one of the shows I also often check out on because it'll get so gnarly that I'm like, all right, and I'm out.
Yeah. There was one I got stuck on. I think they're called mango flies, and I won't go into it, but it's disgusting. It's really disgusting, but it filled my fucking whole thing up with those.
About Illuminati here.
Why is there a box about Illuminati?
The fuck?
Is the deep state onto us?
The asshole's a local MC here in California. Yeah, the Illuminati is going to fulfill City of Rat for us.
I know.
What's your favorite biker name?
The
Mongols.
That's what I need to do. I need to get a nice fucking sweet pyramid eye stamp for the packages to send out and just weird out the 10 people that watch our YouTube and backed us.
You know, Jesse Ventura,
we love
governor
that.
of Minnesota, was in a Mongol biker gang.
It's the body now.
I was a Navy SEAL.
Oh, I fucked it up. It's the brain now.
He's kind of got like a Sean Connery.
I'm all brain now, baby.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Thank you for your service, Kayla.
My service?
She didn't like the body, so I hit her with the brain.
Now you're definitely Sean Connery.
Slapped her.
I wouldn't slap a woman unless she looked like me.
Close your eyes, you can slap anything.
What the fuck? What did I walk into tonight?
It's a goddamn free.
You walked into the wall of Jesse Ventura.
I need sunglasses.
American hero. I ain't got time to bleed.
It's called The Rock.
I should have been in that movie. I'm way more believable than that old man.
Shuck on this green jelly thing. This is an American Connery for sure. I fucking love this country. American Connery.
Even though I live in Mexico now.
Yes. I'm Spanish.
Porque?
What did I walk into?
Spanish John Wayne.
Porque, amigo.
That is like a McConaughey.
No, that was Clint Eastwood.
Oh,
Yo
God,
soy.
help me.
Yeah, Mexican Clint Eastwood.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Chowder. Sadly, Sean Connery is dead now. Or
Yeah, our impersonations killed him.
Yeah. Right?
You
Americans can't do my accent.
Doctor.
the death curse.
Yeah, that's where we got the name when I cursed Sean Connery.
Sergio Canario, Sean Connery.
Yeah. Sean Connery was a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
You cannot die, McLeod.
So,
Shut
Cleo. Our name's Ramirez.
I can't say
Even though
words
I'm clearly
right.
a white guy. I also happen to be Egyptian. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Shit, I can't read.
Oh my lord. Yeah, there's not enough alcohol in the world right now.
Oh no,
Just saying.
I know he died a few days ago. We're just being stupid. I found a
He
record.
didn't
of West
die. He
Virginia.
just got the
They also
quickening.
have disco versions.
Oh god.
Yeah, wouldn't that have been wild if they were like, yeah, we found him beheaded in a parking garage.
Dude, that'd been fucking awesome.
That's fucking I
Come
wonder what the
His wife was
insurance
here.
policy would have been on that. That
His
would have
wife's
been a
in
big
tears, and I'm
insurance
like,
policy.
sweet.
Yeah, you know those insurance companies paying out double on beheadings. This is like
I'm
welcome
saying,
to-
I know,
welcome
because
to
it's so
ISIS
rare.
Mutual.
No one owns the
Insurance,
guillotine anymore.
insurance, you can lose your head over.
I need a drawing for my avatar.
Prices that'll have your head spinning. Off your shoulders. I'm just gonna make that my thing now, where I mispronounce names all the time. I got all brain damaged, and can you give yourself dyslexia?
Inayo
Actually,
Maricon.
Yeah.
you can, because that's my field of work. Yes, you can.
Nayo Morikani, a great composer.
I believe
That
it's
is
Japanese.
almost Australian.
Inayo Morikano.
Yeah, you'll see as we create more characters over time. I just
You're like me.
Jesus. Schizophrenically transition between them. Not even close. Ennio Morricone, I know, dude. Not even close. He's like in his apartment punching a hole in the wall. Son of a bitch!
Say it right. He's dead too, isn't he?
Probably.
Didn't he just die last year?
I also died a few days ago. My body just hasn't figured it out yet. That's how I feel after the campaign. I've been like exhausted perpetually. Kayla just sadly laughing.
I am so fucking tired. Like, I have been so tired lately.
Yeah, tired all day.
I've been here streaming, getting drunk,
I feel like I've been
eating
getting my
Slim
ass
Jims.
perpetually beat. Well, yeah, your organs are probably shutting down.
Yeah,
which is
I
insane,
think
'cause
they might be just for temporarily.
I always am like, I'm the most unhealthy human, and then I get on with you, and you're like slamming shots of Fireball and eating Slim Jims. I definitely died last year. Rigor mortis hasn't stricken his corpse yet, though, so he's.
It is true because he is dead to me.
I just died in your arms tonight. Do either of you guys want to get on here?
Must have been something you said.
Oh my god.
It's like baby cakes.
We're gonna get flagged for something. I mean, might as well.
It's a suit I wish I could take off sometimes.
Big trouble.
In little China.
I think Razmaz.
Oh, dude, I'm stiff. Aren't we all?
Yeah, I have Blue Chew today too.
Oh my god. Good times. Rip everybody. We're all dead and rock hard.
Ripping and tearing.
Surfing the dead zone dick first. I like to go rudder out, baby girl. I'm so stiff. How do we even still have a YouTube channel?
We're not gonna have one long as much as we get struck.
Yeah, we get struck for the weirdest shit.
Like, this is your 12th strike. I don't know how you show on TV.
Yeah,
I can TV. I can't even talk on the internet.
I can TV on the internet. What? Yeah, I can't read that. What's that name?
Rigor mortis genitalia.
I was kidding. Thanks for the alley-oop, Kayla. That was perfect.
I had to.
Kayla, star of Necromantic 3.
So anytime we need somebody to read some really racist shit, I'll just be like, what's that say? Kayla will dive right in.
Colin said, we're not here to fuck spiders? What the fuck?
Look, this is your 69th strike, and this is cool as hell.
I feel like
That's when you get your YouTube Cowabunga plaque.
Maybe because Colin, maybe he's talking about rock spiders in particular. Does nobody remember this from last
are you
night?
scuba diving?
Fuck.
Rock spiders?
I told you, Jeff. I have the attention span of like a toddler, and I've been getting so blasted that I don't remember what we streamed about the night before.
It's Australian for pedophile.
Oh, gross.
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
Also,
So you get
again,
it? He's saying we're not here to fuck spiders, as in we're not about that life.
Well,
no, we are not about that life.
I'm pretty sure I said that night as well, though. That's
I speak Australian now.
That's a really shitty
Good day, Colin.
for pedophiles, because it's like if somebody out and about, if I were visiting Australia and some guy was like, "Don't go there's fucking rock spiders everywhere,"
I'd go there and take them out.
I'd be like, "Oh, that sucks. Spiders are fucking lame." But I would probably still go to that place, not knowing it is just a haven for pedophiles.
Then you have to take them all out.
I'd be like, you know what? I saw no spiders, but there's a bunch of dudes that are fucking kids.
Oh my god.
I don't know which is worse though, because spiders are pretty gross.
Jeff was just like, I wouldn't go there.
Either reason.
Either way, I carry around a hairspray and a lighter, and I am always ready to use it.
For both pedophiles and spiders. 2 people left immediately.
Burn it.
They were like,
burn it. Either way.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh my god.
Yeah, what was it called? Kubi? Wasn't it Kubi Pedo?
Epstein Island.
I'm done.
Kubi Pedo. We're here at Kubi Pedo.
It sounds like the name of an Australian guy who's also a pedo. Kubi Pedo's at it again.
Y'all busy scuba diving? Kevin, are you coming on here? Do I have to send you a link? Do you want to come on and get drunk and insult Jeff?
Oh, I had such a good day.
Right. Man, I was relaxing. Yeah, I remember what you're talking about too, Kubi Pedo. It was something else though. I feel like that's not right.
It also kind of sounds like a Star Wars name for like some obscure Star Wars character.
They had a guy named Kubi Pedo.
It's gonna show up on Mandalorian. It's another.
George Lucas is like, I came up with this new character, Kubi Pedo. You know?
You got me
right now.
in his voice.
He's laughing like fucking Pee Wee Herman had a baby with Kermit the Frog. That's what that sounded like.
No, that's his real parents. That's how it happened.
I almost said Kirby Pedo. Kubi Pedo. That is. What is he though? Is he a bounty hunter? What is he?
He's a bounty hunter. He's a bounty hunter.
Kubi Pedo.
He hides in cracks.
He hunts only the smallest of prey.
I feel like no, possibly like
he gave up hunting Anakin once he turned 18.
It's a weapons dealer. He's a black market weapons dealer in the Star Wars universe. It makes sense because you have to go find his hideout. Because I feel like he'd be in a hideout someplace, drinking at a bar, but at a hideout.
Kubi Pedo?
Yeah, his hideout.
Why would he possibly need to hide?
You know what? I don't know, but I feel like it sounds badass, like a weapons hideout for illegal black market weapons. I feel like that's what he's doing.
Kayla's trying to sell us on a real character. We're just trying to make a pedophile bounty hunter.
And he has to be of Jar Jar's race, that kind of alien.
Oh my
god. Gun
Lisa, get your crack.
So I wonder, like,
he's clearly a child. Child bounty hunter.
Coober
Coober Pete.
Petey. It's funner the other way.
Yeah, Cooby Pedo is way more hilarious. Coober, though, what a horrible name. That almost feels racist. I probably said that when I was drunk. Like, is this a racial slur? Coober Petey? Like,
I don't know. You guys had me saying that Italian racial slur
Whoa,
that I
what
didn't
are
know what
you
the fuck it was.
baited
But-
into?
Hey, I was talking about wet ass pussy. I don't
Yeah.
know what you guys are talking about with your offensive
Yeah.
language.
Someone had to break it down for me. I forget who it was. I was so drunk, but
the
thank
way
you.
Jeff said it, it was wet old penis.
No, it was. I don't even.
Yeah, you don't have to say it again,
I don't even
Kayla.
remember. I don't even remember.
Holy shit, we need money. I need a budget. I want to
We
shoot a
need
I want
money.
to shoot a rap video for wet old penis.
Boats and
Just
boats.
just me and Jeff in old man makeup. Big rubber dicks strapped to our legs. pouring glasses of water on it and shit with our dentures in it. Walk.
Banging them on walkers.
Oh my god. I just saw Frankie's comment and I am fucking dying.
Oh my god. Wow. Wide ass penis. Girl, it's thick. Lick it like a button. Wow, wow, wow.
Do not want to get flagged for this song. I really don't.
Oh yeah, because Dago.
My god. Did I just read that?
Wet old penis.
All right, everybody. So tell me what's really on your mind.
That.
My catheter broke. That's why I got a wet ass penis.
Sounds like those Italian run flat tire. I didn't even miss this. I didn't even see the setup for it.
Ugh.
God damn it. Sorry, I had to do some deep sea diving.
I can't wait till you get your certification. You're gonna keep doing this on your screen.
I'm gonna be a fucking lifeguard when we can see people again.
Have you ever been out to sea when
Swim
scuba diving?
with the dolphins. I've done it all, Jeff. I've actually I haven't scuba dove per se,
I
but
feel like you just scuba dive in your living room all the time.
I feel bad. I don't know, dude. I've been feeling pretty good. We've been laughing all week long.
Yes, you should. Keep making them.
I feel bad. What? It's not like we're gonna get struck for anything. YouTube seems to love the content of our character, but just not us using copyrighted materials to laugh.
What is the deal with that? Like, is there any way we can watch these things
You
without
guys
them
should snipe
pulling
my
it?
channel. Oh, should we now? Let's see what the fuck is going on. Just Ryan spreading his butt.
He's actually doing the wet ass penis thing on his channel. He's like, "Fuck it, guys."
I got books to sell.
Hey, sex sells. That's a fact.
On tonight's stream, I'm gonna ink with my penis.
There is someone that actually does that.
We should snipe your channel. Yeah, and I run over there. I
Just
run
make his penis.
my portly little self over there, and you're not even live yet. Want to see the coolest Australian?
Oh no!
He's gonna show off his wallaby.
Her name's Shayla. Son of the Zodiac. My dad was really into symbols and killing people. Oh, I've seen one of these fucking things before. I don't
Quacka
know.
quacka.
Is that what it is? They're fucking cute as fuck looking, and
That's funny to me.
they're like really weirdly photogenic. Like they're one of
Oh,
those.
isn't it kind of like a little cuddly animal, almost like a
It
teddy
looks
bear?
it looks like a Disney character like brought to life, but they're
Yeah.
known for being like really like they were just one of those animals like you aim a camera at it and it seems to like know what a camera is all about.
And it rapes you at night.
Yeah.
It's got some evil intent in it.
Smiles at you all innocent, but it's foraging through your house looking for razor blades to slit your throat while you're asleep.
Eat your baby, you know.
They're super cute, but they'll eat your baby if you leave them long enough.
Everybody blames the dango,
Yeah.
but nobody knew it was the quokka.
Look at that fucker. Adorable.
Dude, he's reaching out for a hug in that other picture.
This one with the teeth. This is me as one. Just that actually is like Stavros.
I love how we switch from like the most grotesque and inappropriate stuff to the cutest, adorable fair.
Yeah, I also like that Colin was like, "Want to see the weirdest fucking thing in Australia?" Like, not something that can kill you. This thing that probably has like Hep C and herpes.
Oh yeah, he does go to orgies. Don't forget. Like,
Yeah.
what else do you think he's gonna talk
Like
about?
it looks like this guy's butt fucking this one.
Oh, hey,
Mate,
like
check
you
me
try
out. I'm cock deep in this quokka. Yeah, like what the fuck? These things are just like, oh, another one of these fucking gay influencers wants to take a picture with me. Like, he's
like,
even got his own logo.
It's like a real life Alvin and the Chipmunks.
They're cool as shit though, and then they got like 2 toes. What is that? A claw? What is that? Colin, do you know?
He just has a huge ass dick.
Yeah, he just walks around on his 2 dicks. Whoa, life, man.
Quokka life.
You aim a camera at it or a gun and it smiles. They're really cute, dude. They'll even smile while you kill them.
We don't mind.
Please
easy.
end me. Yeah, look at this. This guy's taking it. That's got to be a stock photo. That's hilarious. I love that this one's like on the macro lens. I fucking love taking photos.
We've actually given them all cancer because of all the fucking radioactive phones put next to them.
Oh, they're marsupials? I did not know this.
Everything's a marsupial down there. Even the people are marsupials down there.
I don't know why I just turned into like an old rabbi. I did not know this. Yeah, like everything down there has a fucking pouch to put things in.
Fucking Paul Hogan has a pouch.
I love Colin. Have you done this? Have you gone out and just fucking taken a quokka ass pussy? Quat. Big claws for ripping up sand.
And back scratches.
Okay, penis. Yeah, Colin, is this like a just like pastime in fucking Australia to just like hunt these dudes down and take photos with them? Okay, that one looks like one hanging out with a stuffed one. The one on the right doesn't look real.
Do you think koalas hate them? Because like they used to be the cute Australian animal and now these guys showed up?
I don't think koalas have ever been cute. Like all I've ever heard is them beating the ever living shit out of people. Like,
yeah, but they're still cute.
Koalas.
Oh, look, Kayla remembered she was here.
This koalas cute.
Look at that one.
I mean, not koalas. They look. They're related to like kangaroos and a koala. That's what they look like, or like some kind of wallaby.
Oh wait, you were talking about koalas. I was thinking about kangaroos. Yeah. You said koalas. I'm an idiot.
I don't know. I don't know why, because that thing looks like a koala kangaroo wallaby mix.
Yeah, no, I was thinking kangaroos though. I was like, Jeff, what are you talking about? Kangaroos are not. Also,
do I think koalas are cute? They are.
Don't they all have like herpes or some shit? Yeah, chlamydia, that one.
And syphilis.
Yeah, but what is that? That doesn't stop you from wanting to have sex with a girl. Just chlamydia. Come on.
Ew.
Come on
That would
Come on.
stop me from anything.
Dude, look at this one. He's like, fucking chicks dig me, bro.
He's like, I'm gonna fuck this bitch.
Actually, kind of look alike.
Quap.
He goes back to his boys. Yeah, I hit it.
Dude, this one has another little one. It
Oh my
looks-
god! Oh my god! No, I
Yeah.
can't take
No, that's
it.
his
Right?
penis.
They don't
have
look real.
they
And
have
also,
head-shaped
this one-
penises.
Yeah, right. This one though, it looks like there's a kangaroo baby in it. That looks like a different animal inside it, which is hilarious to
There's a chihuahua just hanging out.
Yeah, there's a Pekingese in there. Yeah, they're either really mangy looking or like wildly photogenic and adorable, and they always look like they're laughing.
Colin says they live on an island off the coast of Western Australia on Rottnest Island. That sounds like a children's book.
Oh, are they
On
just
Rottnest
surrounded?
Island,
Are they just surrounded by tons of shit that'll kill you
the
too?
magical quokka.
Like it's like a
lives in
fucking
peace.
gauntlet to get to them.
Yeah, you gotta go through great white sharks,
Yeah, there's like a fucking like 30-foot boa constrictor.
saltwater gators. You know,
Those fucking blue ring octopi that are like the size
like
of like
man
a
of wars
dime,
and
but
shit.
they can kill you. This one has one fucking sitting sideways eating lettuce, and he's just holding it with one hand.
Horrible.
That's the most hilarious shit. This looks like a statue. Also, it's like a giant gaping butthole with a child coming out of it. They're so gross and hilarious, and I love them. So now I know. Go to Australia and risk dying to visit these fucking weird things. Oh my god. It really is. It just looks like they shit out a kid from their belly button.
Blue rings are tiny. Is a blue ring like a
Yeah, that's what I
jellyfish?
was saying. The blue rings are like, they're like smaller than a dime, aren't they?
They're jellyfish, right?
No, they're fucking octopi, dude.
They're octopi, really?
Yeah, they're like jizz size octopi, and they can kill you. Like they're
Oh.
poisonous.
I got stung by a Medusa jellyfish in Italy.
And yeah,
It was
cool.
like
Let's have
crazy.
the trip.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome that koalas have fucking STDs.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying
Dude,
like
this one
a
has a
Medusa
giant-
jellyfish.
This
Like
one had
that's
a
crazy.
Giant dick.
How did
hanging
that
off its
happen?
head.
Did you swim into it
Oh,
or?
look, Chris Hemsworth. Oh yeah. We were at the beach there, and there were like a million of them out in the ocean, and they were just stinging people as soon as they walked in. Like nobody knew it until it was too late.
How are
It
you
felt
guys
like-
not
It
impressed? by
literally
this
felt
thing's
like somebody
dick on
took
its
a
head?
razor and just slashed me on the arm. I got literally thought I got cut, and then I realized it was a fucking jellyfish.
Who peed on you?
And they're tiny. Nobody, you don't do that. That's bullshit.
Okay.
It's true. It's bullshit.
I saw a lot of people peeing on people
That's because you were in an orgy.
at the beach in Jersey. And there was a lot of smiles on a lot of faces, Jeff. So you
You
can
just
say it's
explained that you were
bullshit.
in Jersey.
Yeah, you can say it's bullshit, but a lot of people went home happy that day. Now look at the cock on this quokka.
I don't.
I'd be
I
smiling like
think
I think
too
that's
if my
a
dick
fold.
was that big.
I
It's
don't think
winking
that.
at
I
me.
don't think that's a.
Kayla,
I don't think a fold.
I can assure you that is the giant dick wrapped up over the top of that thing's head. And
How?
he is thrilled about it.
Or is that like
It's
his
his
own tail?
It's his
I was
tail.
like, is that his own tail? Like what?
It's my tail, woman.
Oh my lord!
That was funny. And look, Thor's there.
That's coming out the wrong end.
He probably owns one.
The baby chewed through the other side.
The baby went in the wrong end.
Yeah. Sometimes they come out the butt, and that's when the quokka isn't smiling. It's cool because if you look at the pictures fast, you can't tell what's the baby coming out and what's just the dad's head.
How do we know if that's not just them having sex? Like they actually got to go inside the pouch to have sex.
Yeah, you gotta.
That would be really weird.
They're very
Stimulate
private.
all the walls. The men have tiny little bodies and tiny little penises attached to those.
That's just
bodies.
their foreskin that
So
goes around.
So they climb inside the women. The women, which are enormous by comparison.
No, it's the foreskin, the men's foreskin.
Oh my god, the men are gigantic and they wrap women in their foreskin.
Well then,
Horrible.
I learned something new today.
Yeah, you're learning about Australian wildlife.
Men can do that too.
Quokkas, generous lovers. Let's get this
That's why they're so
going.
happy.
Wouldn't it be fucking hilarious if I brought this up and Ryan ended up copyright striking us?
Dude, we need to have Ryan
Dude.
call Quokka on his show tonight.
Yes.
Joe Boo.
Oh, he's still on this one.
And Rooster.
I was watching him earlier today.
All right.
Adam Quokka.
Listen to them.
That baby for sure was shooting its way back in.
That's right.
Cutest body horror animal ever.
Oh.
Exactly, dude.
John, good evening.
That thing's an adorable abomination.
The Thing, Part 2.
Thank you, brother.
Down Under.
All is well.
Brother.
And away we
Fuck.
go. We'll be catching up on the chat after
Bless me.
a few minutes.
Mhm.
We started on our GI.
Got this turned down. Look at all these people. I think we might be a little bit blocked on YouTube because I've been hearing people aren't getting our notices since we've been getting copyright striked a bit.
Well, that's probably it. That, and we're probably flagged tonight because who fucking knows what for, but we're probably flagged.
For the pedo comments.
Yeah, the pedo comments. You
Can't
can't talk
has a strong arm with YouTube.
Yeah,
They don't
right.
like negative press.
Who does these days?
And yeah.
Oh yeah, I think Ryan said he's re-inking this because this got lost in the mail or something.
Oh, is that what happened? I was wondering why he was redoing it.
Or I made that up in my head, but I feel like that's why he's redoing it.
Or you stole it and kept it and then told him it got lost in the
Yeah,
mail?
I killed that mailman and I kept that piece. Yeah. Forgot to put that up. The link is also not in the description.
We're now offering Quokkas with the book.
Because YouTube's fucking around.
I don't want to give anything away, but we do find out that Hank is in fact a 7-foot tall Quokka.
Yes. This was true all along. I could go into Ryan's channel now and comment with a new name.
Are you gonna fucking infiltrate? You gonna do some fucking inception
Sniping
shit?
you honky.
Just write something and put Fat McConaughey was here.
Probably not the only thing we're going to be working on tonight. I have
This is me.
Captain Marvel Shazam piece that I would like to. So we're going to do a little work on here, and then we're going to take a look.
What the fuck did you write? I have to zoom in to see
So
this.
do you see the dot on your head?
Your head.
It said sniping you. Do you see the dot on your head?
If you had seen the video before, you may have heard me say that this is.
I put a strike on the channel tonight for not enough lewd and disturbing behavior.
Damn, we got up our game.
Ghosted because of using the word election on the stream title.
Instead of
Oh,
being
penis.
about it,
No.
I am taking the opportunity to.
Let's just use the word fucking live nudity. See how many hits we get.
Yeah. Live dudity.
Really happy
As
with
in
the
there's
original
naked
piece,
dudes
but
on
just
here.
like
Oh, I was hoping it was poop related.
with artists, we focus.
That's
on
just
Yeah.
live duty.
Stuff.
Yeah, we're a
Mm.
scat channel now.
Face and hands that I didn't like, and I'm actually really happy
Scat
to
while you
be able
chat.
to
The nuttier, the
have
better.
chance to fix it up.
Hi, Spencer.
I was gonna say that. I
Dude,
just
Jeff
freeze.
ain't
What happened? And no.
doing it.
Oh no, they're watching.
Simonon. Hi, Spencer. Say hi to Jeff and Kayla.
Mm.
Whip it out, Ryan. Colin went in hard.
Let's not ruin his stream. Hey, show me a penis.
All right.
Our brand is poisoning everything. Nothing
Do we?
sacred. Nope.
Like Ryan's so professional and nice on his stream. He's like, earlier he was talking about like his grandfather was a soldier, and now we're going on there talking about fucking showing your dick.
Yeah. So my grandfather, really proud of him. Let's see your hog, you homo.
He was like, yeah, he taught me how to be, a nice person, a good man. Show me that dick.
Stop sexualizing Ryan Wynn. All right. We have enough Me Too. We have enough Me Too going on in the world.
I'd take a Me Too from Ryan.
We got him on the show. He showed us John Barrowman's ass, and then we got,
or lack thereof.
He has a J butt. I went through the butt types. Yes, he does. He has a J butt.
Could you imagine if that's why they pulled it? Like after that happened on set, like Chris Hardwick was pinching Barrowman's cheeks, and he was like, "I want that whole episode scrubbed from the world."
He was pinching his bones more like it because there's no cheeks in that.
That was my Me Too moment, and I don't want to see it on the internet anymore. Take it down. I don't want my iron cheeks online. Chris Hardwick pinched them too hard.
I love this voice. I don't know what it is.
That's John Barrow. I don't remember what he sounds like.
To the people that have stayed with us, we truly appreciate you.
People, yeah.
Is it a red pill night or a blue pill night?
I don't
because I feel like every time I'm on here, I'm I am in the Matrix.
Either way, it's going up the butt.
Yeah. All I know is half of us are getting it in the back end. Is he inking a man drawing a foot-long penis? He's stretching out a 4-foot-long penis. Like saltwater taffy.
Yeah, to fight the Kaiser.
Yeah, it's like a Stretch Armstrong, but it's a dick.
He's fighting the Kaiser with his cock.
That'd be a cool superpower. Your dick is just like silly putty or taffy or something.
That sounds terrible.
You'd be like I just call him Tugger.
Tugger Carlson.
Kevin, there's one for you for your universe, champ. You can do whatever you want with Tugger. Dude, he's just got it's like a grappling hook. You can just throw it up, make it extra grippy. It's like one of those those 50-cent machine toys you could get when you were a kid, like the giant hand that was just on a sticky rope. You could swing that around until it just picked up a bunch of cat hair and dirt.
Yeah.
It wasn't sticky anymore. This guy's just got a taffy dick all covered in dirt and cat hair.
It doesn't stick much anymore.
Doesn't stick like it used to.
I tried washing it, but it doesn't work.
Ain't enough soap in the world for all this cat hair.
Still stretches pretty good though.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know if I should lock my cats up.
Well, yeah, you don't want to get the cat hair on the dick.
I am
anymore. And then there's a clutch moment at the end where he thinks his dick is too sandy and hairy to grip anything anymore. And we got to escape, but all we got is this guy's dick to anchor us. And he's like, I don't know if it'll hold. It's not as grippy as it used to be. So they tie it off in a knot.
No, he has to have that big emotional moment. He's like, it'll hold.
Tug hard, aka TH Tugger. He's just I don't know if it'll hold, man. So this guy really wrap it up good, and then he just he repels everyone to safety with his taffy penis.
Sacrifices himself, only his dick is left.
Yeah, well, no, he loses the head of his dick because he tied it to a railing up at the top. So that knot at the top, he lost the top bit of it.
Oh, he got circumcised.
Yeah, he's cut now.
Line them up, but I spent
He just tied his foreskin in a knot around the railing and lowered everybody down. And yeah, that was a big deal for him
There we go.
because before his father died, he told him never to get circumcised.
Do you remember? Did you work
T.H.
for
Tugger
His dad was anti-Semitic.
Did you ever work, Spencer, in New York Comic Con when there was the van that was for men that had been circumcised at birth and they were protesting at New York Comic Con? Like they had a whole van.
Oh, that's
I
amazing.
forget the name of the place. Like, no, Google it. Circumcision.
I've
like
heard of it.
thing.
I don't need
They
to
had
Google
pictures
replay.
of
Foreskin restoration.
yeah, no, it was like
You
all
were
this
like,
stuff they're
you were
writing,
like very weirdly, really excited.
because it was fucking hilarious.
A new challenger appears.
I was just gonna pop in to say I'm like immediately stealing Tug Hard Tugger, aka TH Tugger, who can extend his penis like a sticky hand, but he gets it so dirty to trick people into making it look like a gun. Like there's no real purpose other than he makes it look like a rifle, and then people get scared and then they run away.
Yeah,
The only reason I came on the stream is just to say that I'm gonna steal that.
Oh, I'm so glad. Oh my god, I heard all over.
Yeah, I definitely don't think anyone wants to take a facial from that. So
Silly putty rifle.
Well, I don't think it gets to that extent, but yeah.
He's gotta constantly focus on staying hard.
I think it that extends.
He's just like walking.
No, he's not hard. It's soft when he's stretching it, and then if it gets hard, they're like, "Oh my god, it's got a bayonet."
It turns into.
If it gets hard, he's gonna lose consciousness.
It's a bayonet.
So it would kind of be like a companion to teeth.
It
Just
gets
like
more
the
penis.
male
Like,
version
Yes,
of teeth.
it's the male version of Teeth, and he was really good. So this movie's got to be really bad.
So it's bullets and balls or something. We gotta.
Yeah. Or just a like stretchy, elongated penis. The movie.
just a gun that looks like a scrotum. why is that rifle so wrinkly?
Yeah.
There you go.
What's with
Wrinkle
that very
rifle.
large vein running through the extent of that gun?
Hit her with the wrinkle rifle.
Is that gun throbbing?
Yeah. Why is the head of that gun so red? Oh, it must be ready to fire.
Yeah, he pointed a gun at me and it spit all over the place.
Hey,
Yeah.
the lube is coming out of that gun a lot.
Yeah.
I think Wrinkle Rifle made Kayla laugh.
Wrinkle rifle. I love that. Wrinkle
She
rifle.
muted her fucking mic and disappeared.
Yeah.
I had to breathe first. A wrinkle rifle.
I think playing video games with Spencer, that's my favorite thing, is if I can get him to mute his mic.
Oh my god, because I'm
That's the best.
screaming.
Yeah,
Spencer, are you like me? Have you smashed a few controllers?
Oh no, it's just fucking from
out of pure strength, Kayla, I imagine you're so
Yeah.
strong that you just crumple a controller like it's paper.
bend them in half. Yeah, Kevin will just make me laugh like an idiot, and I just instinctively always mute my mic like I'm playing with random people online. And there's been a couple of times where I've been like drinking and I've actively like snorted and fired soda all over the place and had like a violent coughing attack and had to just mute my mic because I'm just like I'll be like blowing out their eardrums. But it's always fucking hysterical. I haven't played Call of Duty in weeks. We were on the campaign trail.
Dude, I've been playing on PC, and then I've been playing Apex with Hefe and then Juliano, so I've been doing weird stuff. Jeff.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw in the chat, but I felt horrible last time we chatted. The next morning, I was like, why did my just like insides hurt, but not like my guts, like my emotions? What is going on with me? And then I was like, oh, I was a dick to Jeff.
My heart
Um,
is half full, so I went back.
To be
and watched
fair,
the stream.
you were there, so
I
you're
can't
kind of
blame. Yeah,
partly
right.
to blame.
That's true. I was there.
No, but at
Fuck.
the same time, again,
Yeah,
I felt like a
Jeff, you let
huge
me
asshole.
beat
And then
No,
I
dude,
was
it's all
like,
good.
I don't even know.
It was funny. It was all good.
Was it though? Was it?
Kevin's on to tell you he's quitting drinking. Thanks to you.
Yeah,
If you said
Yeah.
putting comics, I'd be happier.
I'm quitting comics and drinking.
Yeah, so
And then
am
I was
I.
hoping I was drawing right now, and then
We're gonna need you to draw Kubi Pedo.
oh, I got you. I already drew him.
Versus Tugger.
It's T.H. Tugger.
Yeah, get
His,
it right.
his first name is Tug, and his last name is Hard. Oh, great!
The guy was
Right with it.
creative.
It looks like you're pointing to it too.
Yeah, I was like, that was like
I prepared for this moment.
my wife was watching way too much Real Housewives of Atlanta today, and there's a character named Croy, and I looked at her. I was like folding clothes. I was being a good husband. I did all the wash. I'm like folding clothes, and I look back at her, and I'm like, hey, if we have a kid and he's a boy, can we name him Croy? And she was like, on her phone, not paying attention to me, but she was like, yeah, for sure. And I was like, can we name him Croy Crab? His middle name's Crab. And then she was like, what? And then I was like, Croy Crab. And then we'll change our last name to Crabs Dinero. And then she's like, actually, no, we should just name him that. And I was like, so his name is Croy Crab Crabs Dinero Castanero? And she was very on board with it. And I was like, married the right lady.
Our kid's gonna hate us both.
Yeah, Croy Crab Dinero Castanero. That's a strong name, right?
Why do you have 4 names?
Yeah, it's got a lot of crab in it.
Oh,
Fuck.
my parents are assholes.
Or maybe one of them was drunk folding clothes and the other one was
Not
What?
listening fully.
yeah.
It's like Lost Boys when he's like, "Oh, your parents too," and she's like, "What do you mean, hippies?" But in his case, it's like, "Oh, your parents too. What do you mean, assholes?"
My name's Crayons.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my kid.
Crayons.
Yeah, because I like them.
But see, that sounds German. My name is Kranz Desmond.
But it's spelled like Crayola crayons.
It's
My
all
name
the
is
different ways you
Crayola
can say
Crayon.
crayon. It's crayon, crayons, crown.
Crayon.
You know some of the people
my
at the comic
God,
book store
crayon.
call me Crayola, like Crazy Kayla. I'm dead serious.
Hey, Kayla, what do you
Like-
call them, Jimmies or sprinkles?
Jimmy's. Sprinkles are
Ooh.
rainbows.
Now,
Jimmy's
do
are
you
the
call
chocolate
them
ones.
Jimmies or condoms?
A fucking
Rubber.
condom? What the fuck?
Rubber.
A condom is a condom. What the fuck? What time am I in?
He's rendering the hell out of that steak. Look at him.
Jimmy hats?
I'm always impressed by how
She's like, things I don't
straight
use. What?
the lines are and how clean the line work is.
You're surprised at how straight he draws the lines compared to how not straight he is? Kayla, come
No,
on.
that's
Oh
not
my
what I
God.
said. Don't you switch my word.
Bro,
Now you have to apologize to Ryan.
I know. I hope he yelled Shazam when he just brought that into frame.
oh, I had it muted. We can find out.
Sorry, there, giant arm shot of me.
Sorry, I yelled Shazam really loud and it blew out everyone's speakers.
That was Firehouse as kids because there was a giant dumpster of misprint chips.
Wait, what? There was misprint chips? I'm missing out on the storyline, Spencer. Stop skipping.
Exchange student, and that they should just let him go.
I'm
funny.
what? I'm lost. What happened?
Yeah, me and Kayla are very lost.
What if she's
Yeah,
telling the
I'm
same
off.
story of T.H. Tugger and it's just a different name? He's in
Yeah.
the same wavelength though.
Thomas Howard Tugger.
Thomas.
Hang on. Shh. Shh.
I may have to.
He
go
didn't
back
say
to the camera for
Shazam.
a second. Here we go. This is a
Shazam.
biggie.
He's like, motherfucker, falls out of his chair.
Sorry,
He
that
like kicks
giant
over
arm
his
shot at
desk
me.
and everything falls over.
So this
Ink
is
everywhere.
There's like candles that like
Sam's
light a
picture.
curtain on fire for
Two
some
of them.
reason.
And when you got them like
This
this,
turns into the end
there
of
it is,
Carrie.
Billy
Yeah.
Batson.
He's like, why are there so many candles in my office tonight?
But for some reason, Ryan's already covered in blood.
I was gonna say,
Billy
where does
Wizard.
pig blood come from?
Yeah. It's so dry.
And he's
It's
gonna be, he's gonna have word balloons.
He's crying.
saying the-
Yeah.
He's crying in a burning
six
room.
things.
Yeah.
I really like this.
They're all gonna
You
laugh
got
at
Billy
me.
with the shell, and then you've got this lightning bolt on this side. with
The
Zam.
cheapest fucking laughs.
I need to pull back
I
the
love
camera.
that
Lock these into place.
we
I
have
love
a
that they line up like that.
Die Hard 5 that stayed in here, and everyone else just went into Ryan's chat to make inappropriate jokes at it.
I told you if you ever got struck by lightning, you literally get super.
Why does the wizard have an upskirt?
By lightning, shout Shazam, and you'll totally.
And you'll totally get some ham.
Jeff's like, I want to see a little bit of tip underneath.
That's
going
my
on with that?
superpower. I yell Shazam, and some entity delivers me ham.
So I'm gonna start with this tonight. We're
He's
gonna
like,
go
right there,
over
you see the
the
skirt.
wizard.
I didn't show any penis, but I should have.
You're gonna be 30.
See,
Let me lock the camera
I
in.
don't understand anatomy in that one spot.
And he's like, now here's where I'm gonna add the bulge.
Yeah. See, I was going for a 6-foot donger, but I went for a 5-foot donger. I had to pull it back a little bit.
That's gonna be my Oscar movie. I'm gonna do the American Splendor angle, and I'm gonna write a movie about a struggling comic book creator that writes and draws comics, but his one quirk, his anatomy is bang on, but he draws penises crooked and upside down.
Yeah,
All
he
his
said
dicks
this.
point up.
Wait,
Spencer
are the balls
Spencer
above the
said
dick
this
too?
at 1:07 a.m. on 11/5/2020. No one can steal this idea. It is recorded. I am
It's
going
just
back. I
Jim-
am
Jim
going to
Lee
record
art
this
with
in
a
the.
bunch of crooked
Tomorrow,
dicks.
Carlos
Show.
Mencia is
I
gonna
have
have this
to
joke.
copyright that, and
Copyright.
yes, I have to copyright all of that. I need to do some legal moves on that before someone goes and steals that story.
Patent pending
Fuck
on the
that.
penis.
I am putting patent pending on the
Ew.
penis story.
You know what a baby's arm looks like, right? But it's reversed.
So we're gonna start-
Oh God! As you said that, I got this little ad on my computer that popped up, and it's
baby arms.
Do you want to
No,
buy a
no, it
baby's
says-
arm?
no, it says clever
I'm
banana
gonna
peel
give it like a
hacks.
reverse
10
nation.
surprising banana peel hacks, and then it's a
Ba-
picture of a baby with
arms
a
and
banana.
peels.
That's fucking awfully
same
odd.
Did you say a banana peeling axe?
Yeah, that's what I thought you said at first
Whether you're
too.
working digital
Because I
What?
very much need an axe
in
purely for peeling my bananas.
All right, throw that banana at me. I'm gonna peel it with this axe.
My damn axe.
It's just a banana peeling, like an axe. It's like 6 inches long.
Oh, jeez.
It's 6.5. Let's be honest.
Yeah, average.
On a good day.
Yeah. When it's not cold.
Yeah, in good lighting.
Yeah.
Everybody says it's a good size.
With halogen lights,
It
Six
cuts
and a
like
half.
any other.
with 6.5. God damn it.
With 6.5 inches axe, you'll be peeling bananas like nobody's business.
Yeah. In good lighting,
Good
you'll
luck.
be
Good
peeling
lighting.
people's bananas.
It's not about the size of your axe,
Trying to
guys.
sell this tiny banana peeling.
Well, no, more so just the size. He's really, you got to emphasize that more so than the actual product itself. Look, this product is 6.5 inches. No, it's 4 inches. And look, you're gonna love the size of
On
this
the
product.
bigger side of 6.5.
And again, the lighting's right. The
Smaller.
shadows cast perfectly. 4 inches is adequate for this product.
It keeps getting
Let's just put a patent on that too.
Let's just put a patent on
Yeah, You got a camera, you're filming, you put the angle real low, it makes it look longer. 4 inches is perfect for this
There are
product.
not too many.
You don't even have to
not
take a
too
pill.
many
You can even whittle back the
Wonderful.
grip a
You
bit
don't
to
have
make
to
it look
take a pill
bigger.
to use this
Yeah.
product.
You don't
I
have
heard
to
if
take
anything
a
bigger, it would
pill.
hurt.
You're gonna be hot and ready to use this
If you're
product
working
right
video,
out
you
of the
can
box.
What, you're gonna need is some ice
Oh,
after.
you might want to use it in the
do a
box.
bunch of
Yeah,
stuff.
you're gonna need to turn off the lights though,
Later that
because you
knows
may not want to use this product in full light in front of everyone else. Let's just say it might be a little bit embarrassing.
photo from
Either way,
Either way, it has a strength of flex.
Gets the job done.
maybe one from last
I'm
year.
telling you that it's not the motion of the actual product that
And
I'm
you see the crowd in the
telling you.
back.
It's no, wait, I got that backwards. Sorry, it is the motion of the product. Sorry, 4 inches. It's great. It's a great product. It's this guy like really scrambling on TV.
And in the dark, you can't tell how big it is.
Don't just answer the like a little warning, like caution, don't use in the
Yeah.
dark.
Look, there's other products that you can get to enhance this product.
It's still
You're not
a
gonna want those.
Chat going on.
This is the whole sales pitch: is use it in the dark.
Only golf joke. I gotta read
Let's
this.
be honest. If you need antidepressants after you use this product, they're readily available. You just need to talk to a therapist.
Let's be honest.
Just
Your wife
no.
doesn't want to
All
see
you
you
have
use
to
it
do
anyway.
now, all you have to do now is go to Oregon because they legalized and decriminalized every single fucking drug.
Kayla, way to keep it relevant. I love it.
Nah, it's a
the
fact.
election was
I
weeks
just read
ago.
that right now. I just
Who
read it right
cares?
now.
Who cares if they legalized a bunch of crystal meth and cocaine?
Fucking.
Let
I
them,
know. One of the
let
things that
them party, I say.
the one of the things that was pretty cool is that mushrooms got legalized, which is pretty
They
neat.
did. They're gonna use them to treat people with multiple
acid
personality
is
disorders and
Yeah,
a bunch of different
Acid's
things.
okay, yeah.
That's gotta be
Portobello. I couldn't
like
believe they were illegal there for so long. They're delicious.
multiple personality disorder on acid has got to be fucking. What is it? DID now?
Yep.
Yeah. That's got to be intense on acid. There's a point in time where I was like, after the accident, I was like, can you hit your head hard enough and get another personality? Is that what I'm having? Because I'm like,
Absolutely, you can.
episodes.
Yeah, just to show to
Yeah, it wasn't that. But I couldn't imagine you have like 6 personalities and you drop acid or eat mushrooms. Just like fucking
Spencer, look at my
6
face.
people tripping tonight.
What?
It keeps
I keep fucking it up.
Keep reacting.
What? No,
works
man. It was funny because like when I talked to Yabby about that, she's like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool," and then I was like, "No, like because mushrooms, like you have to kind of understand that stuff." And then she's like, "Yeah, last time we did it was cool," and it was for like one of my birthdays. I want to say it was like for my 28th or 29th.
So
And
we're all gonna meet up out there and we're gonna do
yeah,
crack.
we can do that, but
We'll all meet up and smoke crack for the first time.
I like drew a picture. I drew a picture of like
Black.
I drew a picture of like the Grim Reaper with this like hand. I drew the hand way too many times, like from different angles, because I was like, "Oh,
Just
this is
dripping dick.
cool as fuck, yeah." And then she's like, "Yeah, we watched Mad Max." I was like, "No, I remember all of that," but I was like, "The last time we like did mushrooms is I did like a handful of mushrooms because I was drinking all day. We were camping." And then I drank more and then was like, oh, yeah, I didn't do any mushrooms. I'll take some mushrooms. So I did another handful and it was the worst thing ever. I was like, I died at our camping trip. And then now like life is going on from there. Where like, hey, dude, it was horrible. It was
Oh, I know
a
how
horrible
that
experience. But she was like, yeah, you did way too much. And I was like, well, yeah, because I took 2 handfuls of mushrooms where I was like, I don't care. Just fill me up. Let's go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, don't do that. But, you know, see, now it's cool because I get to do cool stuff. Like one of my customers hit me up and was like, hey, can you do a Guy Fawkes mask on a on a mask for me type thing. And I was like, I got you, bro. So life's pretty cool now.
Does that have to be a quick job for you?
Yeah, I
Wow.
had to figure it out with pencil, but other than that, like,
What did you use to do the final?
I specifically went to Michael's and got some sort of
Fabric pen?
pen.
You fancy boy.
Yeah, that was the thing. Is he's like, I'll pay you
In kisses.
to do all that and stuff like that. And it's like, all right, dude. I'm slowly learning when I like am not working that much as far as day job goes. That people like want me to do obviously other stuff, and like that's how I'm gonna make money. But like a guy the other day was like, "Hey, will you paint my hood?" And I was like, "Your car hood?" And he was like, "No, my welding hood." And I was like, "Yes."
Nah, my girlfriend's hood.
Okay. He could
That
have
would be the
said his.
world's
He could have said his hood, and I'm like,
Yeah, he's like, I'm
your
trans.
whole neighborhood? You're trying your hood? Well, I don't understand what you mean. But yeah, so I'm gonna paint a
Nobody's
welding
picking
hood.
up on what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I am just being quiet. I will speak when I'm spoken to.
Paint
I
my
know
hood.
my role.
Kayla, how do you feel about comic artists branching over to more of a physical medium, painting a lot of other cool stuff?
I think all artists should do that because it expands your artistic talent and your knowledge of art. How can
Exactly.
you well, first of all, I don't think anyone completely ever masters anything because I think there are always newer techniques
Other
that
than
come
paint.
out, and there's just newer ways to do things that are constantly being developed, and better product can come out that can also affect like your efficiency to do things or your timing to do things,
Totally.
and as mastery, in my opinion, because we constantly should strive to learn new techniques and be better. You should be hungry,
Be
is
better.
my opinion. So I think
Yeah.
it is good. I think it should be done. Yeah. Otherwise, you stay stuck in a certain rut. Like,
No, totally. And I think that's something, I don't know, again, being asked to do some like not necessarily the fabric, the mask, Guy Fawkes thing. Excuse me. But doing like a guy's like welding hood, like as a kid, I get to work with my dad, and he used to paint stuff back in the day. So I'm like, I somewhat know how to do this, and it's kind of neat to flex that weird muscle that I literally haven't used since I was a child.
and it also challenges you.
Oh,
And
totally. Because I'm like, I don't want to like paint it and just paint it like it's one solid color. I don't want to try and just paint it and like, excuse me, try and airbrush it. I'm like, I want to like draw on it, but I'm like, what do I use and how do I basically mash these two things together? Comics and, I mean, basically painting as far as priming and stuff like that together. But Jeff, have you ever done stuff like that?
The masks specifically, or just
No,
different
just
things other than drawing, like comics and whatnot?
yeah, I guess other than comics.
Yeah, like in college, I did a bunch of shit just from people, like friends and family wanting things done.
Yeah.
Like I've taken like laptop covers and painted those for people, and
See, that's fucking sick. I never did that. I wish I kind of did.
but now I don't want to do any of that stuff. I'm the opposite. Like I did that stuff for so long, and comics have always just been the thing I really wanted to do. It's like now that I'm here, it's like I'm not fucking doing anything ever again but draw comics.
well,
No,
yeah,
I feel it.
see, it also too, it depends on what your focus point is, what your goals are towards your life. You know what I'm saying? So this
Yeah.
is like what your focus point is right now. So this is
Mhm.
where you're growing the most, in actuality, because basically you're saying like you didn't start out like you always wanted to do comic work, but you did a lot of other artistic work in different areas.
Yeah, I have a
So
cousin too that's really into cars, and he was trying to get me to airbrush for the longest time.
Yeah.
And I almost did it, but then it just fell through because like college and stuff coming up. I
Honestly,
mean, I think all that stuff's cool. I don't
Did you
think
go to an
anything.
art school? Did everyone go to like an art school on here or
I went
or
to the
anything
art
or
school at George Mason University.
okay.
So it's not like it's not like SCAD where it's its own. It's just an art school. It's a school
Okay.
that also has a school of art.
Yeah.
and then I went.
I'm always curious about
I
people's backgrounds. Sorry.
no. I went to the Joe Kubert School of Cartooning and Graphic Art for 2 years. It's a 3-year program, but I dropped out the second year because I was like, "Fuck this."
I'm
Oh, really?
actually very, very
I want to hear
familiar
about
with
that.
them.
I
That
wanna
must have
hear
been
about that.
amazing. They scout people at cons. We were actually across from New York a couple years, and they had people come up with their portfolio, a ton of information. It's actually a very interesting process.
I did
But
the correspondence course at a high school, but I always wanted
Yeah.
to go to the thing. What was it like, Kevin?
Jeff, I remember. I think I dropped in a stream and actually got to hear you talk about. I think I commented for like a sec where I got to say that I got to shake Joe's hand.
Oh,
oh,
that's right.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay, so when I was a kid, I saw that in comics. Like it was like,
Yeah,
oh, if you were
they
school, and I was like,
advertised it.
yeah, that was like a goal of mine.
hmm
And then basically, like out of high school, like I was just like whatever. I wasn't really doing anything, but it was really kind of like serendipitous because basically I was dating a young lady, and then her mother, who was a wonderful woman, basically was just like, yeah, a friend of mine, her son, he draws. And I was like, oh, okay. I feel like everyone that draws hears that.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah, I
Mhm.
know someone that draws. And she was like, yeah, his name's like Chris, like Boccello or something. And I was like, Chris Boccello? Like, what? And I'd clearly been looking into stuff, for a while. And, it was kind of weird because basically she was like, yeah. And so they kind of hooked me up with just a call where I got to talk to him for a bit. It was Chris Pacello. And it was really nice because he was just super cool. And he was like, yeah, like, he was like, what are your questions? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I had a few, but it was kind of just like, it was more so the sense like I like drawing. I understand how to draw, but where do I go from here? I'm getting out of high school, I mean, it's like, well, learn to draw everything you can. That's what companies are going to look for is, can you draw someone answering the phone? Can you draw, everyday stuff? It's not always the exciting, I mean, kind of like Ryan's doing right now. Can you draw a guy on a throne and be like, bah?
I agree.
Yeah. And
I agree.
you have to learn how to draw everything, which I think when you say that, it's different in everyone's mind. But for me, it was like, no, just like stuff that I'm around. So basically, I kind of started building a portfolio. I somewhat already had something, and it was just buff dudes because I love drawing buff dudes. And shit that me and my friends were working on, as far as characters go. So submitted that, got into the Kubert School, when I think it was like 2009. Excuse me. So I was like 19, I think. But got in, and Jeff, I don't know how much you want to know, like as far as like, I don't know, like,
Whatever you want to talk about. Like you don't have to go into in depth.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
wanna know.
don't want to.
I
Like,
want to
for the-
know. Share what you
Tell us your
are
secret.
comfortable sharing, or share
Oh,
like
see
what would
Joe
be
Kubert's
helpful
pic?
to,
oh,
or
totally.
share what would be like helpful to
Like my
someone
buddy
that
would
does want to
say,
attend that school.
my buddy would see, my buddy would say, did you see Adam, Andy, and Joe? And he's like, if you did you yell, it was a pack of Kuberts? And I was like, no, but why would I fucking yell that? Anyways, I personally did not like going to that school.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Mhm.
for the most part, like it I think depending on the teacher that you had and stuff like that. I think I've talked about that before where Jeff, you're saying you did the correspondence like course
Mhm.
and you'd get stuff back, and like I had a teacher that basically I think it was my second year that he just didn't like me. And
Oh, there are teachers like that, definitely.
totally, but at the same time would be like, well, you drew this like wrist, like it's too thick. And I'm like, I remember
That's a-
specifically,
That sounds like me.
okay, but at the same time, I remember specifically that project was you have to draw a scene from a book, and I picked Conan, and it's like it's a fucking
Yeah.
giant. What?
Right.
How do I portray he's a giant? Other than drawing everything's thick and big.
That.
But okay, so other than nitpicky shit like that, like going there, I knew I could draw. I was like, I like doing this. I somewhat had a sense of like, okay, this is how I put a story together. But I was like, I need basically to learn how to really piece that together. And so going there, I was really lucky. First year was fun because it was literally just a sense of a year of fucking drawing, and it's them getting used to you getting used to them.
Mhm.
And little bit not, but for the most part, I was like, all right, I got this in the bag. Like first year, totally, it's fine. So at the end of the first year, I won a scholarship, and that's when I got to shake Joe's hand, and it was like a really surreal moment. It was really cool. So going into the second, or I won a scholarship going into the second year. So second year,
How did you have to like compete for it, or
yeah, you submit a portfolio, and it was my mom actually that the one that was like, she's like, well, you should put your submit your portfolio. And I was like, I don't want to submit anything. Like I don't care. And then she's like, well, just do it because you never know.
Mhm.
And I literally submitted my submission portfolio from like when I submitted to join the school. I didn't change anything.
right?
And no, and luckily they were actually like gracious enough to be like, yeah, dude, totally. And so my name's actually on a plaque at that school, which is like weird, and I hate that. But
Why do you hate that?
uh
Are you just embarrassed, like to have like?
no,
your
it's
name?
not even like embarrassed, but it's like I think once I started going there, I don't know, it was just kind of interesting to see like the inner like politics and stuff like that. And it kind of seemed like it was kind of sad because the school used to be bigger, I guess. And then they started downsizing, and a lot of it, as I learned later, I think at the time maybe I was like more embarrassed, but later it come to find out that they were just kind of like losing money, and it was just really shitty. Like what was going on? It was a myriad of things. It wasn't just like one thing, but at my point of view, I was like, I don't know, I'm like a young kid from fucking California coming to New Jersey. What the fuck do I know? Which is crazy though now, because one of the guys that I went to school with, Anthony, he's the guy that runs the school now, which is dope. It's really cool. Haven't really kept in contact with him, but I mean, he was the dude that when I was there, it was hilarious, dude. Like we would hang out with him because he was, first of all, the nicest guy ever. But I mean, like straight up, we went over to his house for like family dinners, and I mean, we went to medieval times with him, and then I've never been to medieval times here in California, but I was a young kid still, But no, it was just kind of weird seeing stuff there. So again, second year, I got the scholarship going into that and stuff, and that was the fun thing, is second year, it was a little bit more hardcore, and I think one of the things for me that I learned the most was through one of the narrative classes. Excuse me. I think I got like 2 of like what they say is like the best, but it literally was through like word of mouth through the students. It wasn't like you don't pick your classes, you just get put in a class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how it is now, but think it was first year, I got Fernando Ruiz, who he drew for Archie. And it was cool because his class was purely like, he's like, okay, here's all this narrative projects, but he's like, throughout this class, the year that you're here, you can't actually, I mean, I ended up doing it at the very end, my last assignment, because it was kind of like a free for all. But any of the assignments that you did, he's like, you don't put dialogue in them. Like if you put dialogue in it, it's not like an automatic fail, but it's essentially like, I'm going to erase it. I'm not going to pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that really made my storytelling what it is just show it as opposed to say it, which is always fun. But then the second year, I got Andy Kubert.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of the funnest part, is the stuff that he gave us was kind of along the same lines. You could still kind of get away with certain things, just a little more lax. But I think one of the things that was really funny with him is I remember I would draw pages and then I would basically like spot blacks with a Sharpie. And he would really get upset. He would be like, don't do this. And I'd be like, well, your dad does it. And then he'd be like, well, God damn it.
Fucker.
Yeah, I was a shithead. I've always been a shithead, and I'm always going to be a shithead.
He's like, my dad's a legend.
No, exactly. No, but that was the thing, though. It was kind of funny because, like, we had this whole kind of goofy thing where I was like, I'm an asshole, but for the most part, like, I'm going to try really hard in your class. Like, you know.
Did you call them, like, would they say, like, okay, just call me Andy? Or would they be like, it's Mr. Kubert or Professor Kubert?
Oh, no, we just called him Andy.
Okay.
Yeah. It depended, you know, on the person. Oh, Andy? No, he said open mouth, sideways kiss.
Every student.
No.
Spider-Man upside down if you could.
Yeah. If you can somehow fandangle some sort of rope system / pulley system to where you can get yourself upside down. No, a lot of those guys were like they're so chill. I always think of I think it was Doug Barron. And again, you're not like raising your hand and being like, well, Mr. Bear, you're not doing that in class. Basically, it's a person talking for like a half hour to an hour. And then you're like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. Like I'm learning from someone. And then they're like, yeah, if you want to try this shit, let's do it. And if you need help, let me know. So it's not really like a Mr. So-and-so. It's like a, hey, you know, can you help me with this? And I remember, I think it was Doug Barron, that he used to work for Valiant, like back in the day. And I think it was like a whole, we had an assignment where they gave us this printout of like John Buscema, maybe, but it was like a lineup of like the Avengers, stuff like that. But he's like, oh yeah, your whole thing is just to color this. And you have to mount it, color it, because you're coloring it with dyes, and you have to use dyes. And that was the whole thing, is I never used dyes before. Like I barely used I used paints and stuff like that, but it was always like a haphazardly as a kid. I'm like, wow, this worked out somewhat okay. But I remember, I was always a fan of Valiant comics. I remember like old Turok shit where I was like, this is so fucking cool. It's like very visceral to me. Exo Man of War, fucking legit. You know, Turok, great. I love these. Fuck every other Valiant property. No, but at the same time, I just remember like seeing all those, and I was like, oh, they were always colored in a really cool way. And I never knew how that was done. And then again, speaking to this teacher, he was like, yeah, this is how I used to do it. So he's using dyes, and he takes like a page from some random it's like fucking Shadow Man or so. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he colored it in dyes on a fucking piece of paper. And like you can't move those, like you literally are dyeing the piece of paper, and the way that he did it to like little gradients to like little rows in people's cheeks, and I was like, what the fuck? Like he just hit everything perfectly.
That's insane.
Yeah, I was like, you do this in front of a class, so this isn't just the first time you've done this. Like, this just obviously is a weird like mechanic to you that you've done years and years and years, and you've done it. You know what's going on, but that's what was so cool is because I think when you go to that school, it's what you put into it. If you want to pay attention to those guys that worked at companies like that, you'll learn from them. If you don't, if you're like, I don't care about Valiant, I purely want to go here to learn and go on to the big two, then,
Mm-hmm.
fuck yeah. But at the same time, like, that was the people that I really looked up to is, like I said, there was another guy that he worked for Archie, and he was the most cynical fucking person I've ever met. I'm like, you draw for Archie? But he was just like, dude, I ink like little bits of Archie, and then I send it into my inker, and then he can't erase it. And I'm like, dude, that's some evil shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? But like, I don't know. It's
Did they ever like prepare you for the other side of comics, like the business side of it and negotiations?
Yeah,
and all that
that's
stuff?
what I want to know about, like stuff like that. Did they ever like educate you about any of that and legalities and
That's the open mouth kissing, guys.
yeah, duh.
Oh,
When I
when you
went,
see Joe Quesada, give him the tongue.
Oh, did
When I-
Ryan finish?
Yeah, he's done.
yeah, he finished. I don't know if you saw that, but
All over the
camera?
page.
there was a lot.
Oh, crap.
He was
We're going to
backed
get
up.
struck again.
For
we are gonna get struck again for what
No,
now?
I'm kidding. Jesus,
Oh.
Kayla.
I'm like, what the fuck do we do now?
they somewhat did. I mean, like, when I went to school there, I mean, that was kind of, I think, like the newer thing was like
Mhm.
part of your tuition goes towards some MacBook, and like I had an airbrushing block of teaching, and then the teacher that we had was like, no one uses this, so just use this block as like a free time, but also use an airbrush. So literally there was no assignment, and I think it was like me and a friend of mine, we made a bunch of boobies with like the airbrush, and then made a wizard shooting lightning out of his hands. Like, we were really like, there's no assignment, so just have the most fun we can. So wizard on Titty Mountain.
So they had a whole class that the teacher basically said, like, this is bullshit. Like, there's no reason for you to take this class.
Yeah, because it was like a weird transition period. They were like, we're like phasing this out, but also maybe some people still want to learn this. And not to say that people didn't take advantage of that. And honestly, like, I learned a little bit, but at the same time, again, coming from a background where my dad worked on cars, and so I already knew how to use an airbrush. Like, I was like, all right, I got this. But no, so I mean, even then, one of my favorite classes was methods and materials, and I had a teacher who was High Eisman.
What's
Pretty
up, Sam?
much.
The
Death Curse Lair.
So High Eisman was in the military, and I think he was like a reporter, but like during World War II, and he was buddies with fucking Hugh Hefner.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the way the story goes, is that essentially, like, he was in the military with Hugh, and Hugh's like, I'm gonna write a magazine, and he's like, whatever, Hugh, you dude, you fucking idiot. And then he's like, when I get famous, I'll bring you in, I'll do all sort of stuff. And then it was really funny because High was like really bitter because basically Hugh Hefner got huge, and then he's like, all he sent me a letter that basically just said, like, thanks for spending time with me, High. And he never got invited to the Playboy Mansion. But no, if you look, High Eisman is like one of the dudes that like introduced like one of the bad guys in like Popeye, like Bluto, like High Eisman.
Oh, the one that rapes olive oil?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, the bad dude. Yeah.
Voiced by Stallone.
But
Exactly.
guys, I'm getting off for the night. I know that's what she said.
Okay.
But I am I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm exhausted. I have work super early in
Nice
school.
seeing
So
you.
peace out, y'all. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Night, Kayla.
Good night.
So, anyways, he worked on Popeye
Right?
Yeah,
Fuck you.
and
with Vin
Again.
Diesel and Stallone.
yeah, his no, he worked on that Popeye movie with Robin Williams, and
God.
The Vin Diesel one was way better.
was it?
Yeah.
Either way, but no, that was the crazy thing is again, I took it as I was like, I want to learn from you because you're super old school.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he hated me. His whole class, we had to make a comic strip, and then my strip was it was like Dalrymple and something because that was one of the streets that we lived by. It just was Dalrymple, and I was like, that's a stupid fucking name. But it was all about eating acid and getting high, and he really didn't like my 3-panel strips because it was guts, and it was always really weird, and he hated it. But it was always funny to just draw something and then show that to someone that is clearly from a completely different generation, and they're just I don't understand anything and
Right.
about this, and I'm like, all right, whatever. I drew the project. Do I get a passing grade or not?
Did you I remember reading about the Joe Kubert School in a message board that former students had written on, all the stuff that they liked, all the stuff they hated, just an old Reddit board.
Yeah.
And they were saying how the dorms were disgusting. Did you stay in the dorms?
So I didn't stay in the mansion.
Right, yeah, because it wasn't a dorm, but a...
Well, no, the mansion was that's where the school used to be held, so that was the main dorm.
Right.
But they started getting so many students that they needed to kind of expand. So there was another house that it was a Victorian house.
The fuck pit.
And no. I mean, the one that we stayed in, it was. I don't know. See, my sensibilities. I've been in some pretty fucking horrible houses, so I'm like, this is all right.
Yeah.
Even then, I remember.
Dude, they got running water here.
No. One of the dudes that I went to school. You joke, but at the same time, one of the guys I went to school with. This kid was. He fucking blows me out of the water, and I always like when you meet people like that because you're like, dude, what the fuck are you doing with your life? But he was the coolest fucking gutter punk kid. His art, he would do this lettering with he would do the fucking cool shit. I don't know how to explain it, but it was insanely intricate, beautiful artwork. And he was just, this young gutter punk kid, super good at guitar and everything like that. Part of a deal of where they got to live was above a fucking funeral home. That's not a joke. So there was a couple people that were living above a funeral home that it was part of the Kubert School thing.
That's excellent.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he was we would always talk about fucking punk and metal and stuff like that. I remember one time I was listening to Distillers, and he's like, "You fucking listening to Distillers?" And I was like, "Brody Dahl's hot," and he's like, "Yeah, I guess." And that was the end of that conversation.
The Stone Age.
Yeah, but
I like that's your justification for the music too. Well, she's hot. That's why I'm listening to her music.
Yeah, well, maybe if she hears me listening to her music, something will happen there.
She'll
You
know
never know.
Kevin's hot.
They didn't sleep inside coffins, but no, that was the funny thing though. Okay, so Razmaz, straight up, we'd go visit Mike because he'd be there, and we'd be smoking cigarettes outside and playing hacky sack, and families would be pulling up.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
Yeah. See, again, why literally I think Jersey was my most dirt bag years. Dude, I didn't give a fuck. Shit got wild there. And
Joe Kubert was big on reference, so that was probably part of his method. He's like, all right, for your horror class, you're staying in
Dude, yeah.
dead bodies.
No, man, I'll never forget Dover, New Jersey is where that school is.
Yeah.
I pull it up on like, Google Maps. I showed it to Gabby. I was like, this is where I used to go to. Like this, there's a burger place. It's still my favorite burger place ever because I used to be hungover as fuck. And we go to this burger place and they like made these tiny little like slider burgers and they had like homemade like pink lemonade and it was the best place ever.
Nice.
But that place is depressing. Like that is the most. I always used to joke that people are like, "Oh, where are you at?" And I'd be like, "Bend, Dover, New Jersey." But it was the most depressing place I've ever been in my life. Like,
Was 2 years the length of the school, or did you just
it's
dip
three.
out? It's 3.
So after 3 years, you go and you do your. That's the whole draw of that school is you go 3 years. You make it through the 3 years. You get your interview with essentially like the big two. It's one of the two, but you get your interview with the big two. Or you do your portfolio review, I should say. But yeah, after basically 2 years, I was like, I'm ready to just make comics. Like that's what I want to do. So I'm gonna go back home and I'm gonna do that. So,
Miss you, Ryan.
Take it easy, dude. Thanks for coming by.
Drawing good tonight.
no one mentions T.H. Tucker to him, so
Yeah, right.
don't say anything about that.
Private T.H. Tucker.
Solid gold.
But yeah. No, again, when I went, it was quite a bit different. And my buddy Andrew took over.
So now it kicks ass.
But why did you say, or do you not want to say? You don't have to say if you don't want to. Why you left? You don't have to say. Don't worry about it.
No. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about the best way to say this.
I was molested.
My girlfriend at the time thought she was pregnant. No, joking.
No. Kevin thought he was having a baby, so he moved back to the other side of the country where he didn't have a baby.
No,
Joe
like
Kubert Me Too'd him.
Yeah, he got me threed.
He got cubed.
Yeah, the 3 Kubert boys, they cubed me, dude. But no, like honestly, it was a sense of I just wanted to make comics. I was like, I feel like I learned enough as far as like storytelling goes to do it.
Kevin was like, I'm wasting time here.
Basically, and it was like overconfident idiot, 20-year-old
amateur Kubert fellows.
No, it wasn't even that. I didn't think anyone was like amateurs. But for the most part, like it was like I just want to start doing this.
That'd be funny. Kevin just had no clue who they were. Like, I don't know who these Kubert chuds are, but I need to get the fuck out of this school.
I need to get out of this school. But no,
a little cheeky baby.
I mean, like when I was going to that school, like I had like a buddy of mine hitting me up, and he's like, "Yeah, like draw this comic for me," and I was like, "All right, but like I'm kind of busy. I'm kind of going to school right now." But no, so I did like cover for him, and like I'd already been doing stuff, and that was the thing. It's like I was like, I want to go to the school to like, I guess, solidify what I in my mind understand, and that was the cool thing about that school. Is like, I think a lot of people think when you go to that school, it's you get better at drawing or you immediately understand this stuff, and it's like, no, you got to put in the work. You got to work your ass off, and doing that for 2 years, 3 years straight. Yeah, you'll come out on the other end, of that meat grinder better. But it's the same as if you, like this, kind of talk to other people, and I think that's the cool thing nowadays is back when I went there, fuck, like I just got a Mac, and it wasn't on the forefront of that technology, but at the same time, it was just becoming normal that I was like, oh yeah, I could like FaceTime with my friends. Now more so, this shit is so fucking easy. You can actually live stream and talk to people that you like.
It's getting easier by the day.
Yeah, which is cool. And I mean, you can ask Jeff, what do you use or what do you like? What do you like about certain papers? I don't. That's kind of the crazy thing to me is because back in the day, like
It's a mystery.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Spencer said, when you're real young, you're like, oh, how the fuck do comics get made? Like, what? How does this even work? And now it's not really that much of a mystery, but I think it is to a lot of people. Like I was talking to my mom today, and she's like, well, what do you do if your story is very similar to someone else's story? And I was like, Mom, are you trying to write a story? Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
What's happening here?
Yeah. Are you
Well,
trying to write a story called Double Dragon because you have two sides? What is going on?
But I remember too, like artists back in the day wouldn't reveal like all their techniques or what tools they used because they were afraid people would basically snipe like what they could do as a result.
But it's funny because you have to think like I could literally tell you everything I use, but that's not gonna make you draw like me.
Yeah, I'm like, that's so hilarious. Like how nuts people are. Like, if he gets the same brush, he'll pull the same lines as me, and then I'm out of a fucking job.
No, and I think it was you, Jeff, that was
That's-
actually talking about like brushes, and I'm like, I know all those brushes. Like, I can't use those for shit, dude.
That's
like,
almost
respect those dudes, I
exactly.
can do it.
That's almost exactly the same in the tattoo industry. Like, all of these dudes are afraid to share information with each other. Like, everyone
That's
is just
pure
gonna
ego,
rob
though.
everybody.
That's pure ego.
Yeah, it's the most bonkers shit. Because one of my favorite parts of comics is just like talking shop with people, especially the shit I don't understand. Like when I get to sit and talk with artists, and I'm just
You
like,
want to know how I did these?
with my wiener.
Beer.
Yeah.
This is beer.
Well, you know, I even had an interaction like a year ago on Instagram with a Marvel artist. I won't say his name. He's a great artist. I don't have anything against him. But I just asked him like, "Oh, hey, I really like your perspective. Like, do you have any tips?" And he's just like, "No,
Suck
not
my
really."
dick.
Yeah, he's like my dick tip. But he was just like, "No, not really."
At
And
the same
he like,
time,
My dick tip.
at the same time, like, I understand that because I feel like there's a lot of people that use programs or they use other people.
They use Kevin.
No, I fucking hate perspective, dude.
yeah.
I did a bunch of perspective in like a page that I'm doing like right now, and I was like, this is the laziest way I can do perspective, but how do I make it look good? And it's just like, I've learned my little tips and tricks. If you guys want those, you can pay $5 on my Patreon. No, I'm joking.
That's a steep.
No,
I
at the
already
same
dropped the link to your Patreon. You can hawk whatever you want, guy.
Oh no, I genuinely don't want people just to go there to be like, give me your perspective tips, because I would hate that. But no, like it's
Kevin, I'm gonna need your perspective tips on my desk on Monday.
Oh, yeah, I got a tip for you. No, it's a sense of
I
like,
want that in a high res.
can you get both of these
He
tips?
sends you an actual tip though on perspective.
But the actual point that you're going from is the tip of my penis, and it's like,
Yeah, this vanishing point is your penis.
you have to take a picture of your pengus, and then the vanishing point will go from there. It's a pure expressive moment. No,
expressive moment.
No, that's like, I don't know. It's so weird when you're like look at one artist and you're like, well, that's what I want to do, but it's like, no, dude, that's not how art works. Like, learn, just learn, just keep learning. Like, you're always gonna see other cool stuff that you're like, well, fuck, how do I do that? Or I like that, I don't like that. How do I not add it to my artwork? Or how do I add that to my artwork? I just think it's so silly, when people get so caught up in certain things, and fucking perspective is one of them, man. Just hack it. Like, just fudge it, and then figure it out later. I don't know. I don't know if Jeff, you're into that kind of thing, but I literally
I'm the
like
opposite. I go overboard trying to
Are you
figure
really?
it out. Yeah. Like I try and figure out like how a gun, works. So that way like I can like my idea of like the Super Saiyan fucking artist, like the highest level, is when I can just do anything on my mind's eye, however I see it in there.
Mm.
And so for me, it's like trying to figure out the structures of things and how they actually operate. So that way I don't need to like figure out, like reference and all this other bullshit. Like I'm at the point now where I can do a good bit, but I'm still like developing all that shit,
But see, guns is one thing that I think is different. That I understand, and like honestly, that is a very harsh critique that I think that I have that I keep to myself.
Mhm.
But it's like, first of all, if there's no trigger discipline, it's in a situation where there's no trigger discipline, or they don't have their finger on the trigger. But when you draw a gun wrong,
Mhm.
I'm like, this blows the whole picture for me.
Yeah.
It's a movie. Even
Yeah.
when you fucking use it wrong, it's like, it's terrible. So yeah, that's I think was what I was saying more so about perspective is there's ways to fudge it, but
That's what I'm saying too, though. Like, I want to get to that point where I can do like what you're saying, where I can just kind of, fudge it or whatever, because I understand how perspective works, and I
Yeah.
can do that a little bit right now, but I have to first, learn perspective as well as I can, so that I can kind of cut loose and cut corners and stuff like
Gotcha.
that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's same thing like drawing like anatomy and everything like that. Like
No, totally. But see, I think there's a good friend of mine where he's like, I mean, like I've learned a decent amount of anatomy, not to say that I know everything, because of course that's ridiculous. And for the most part, I think when I do like perspective, for the most part, I only do like 1 point, because I'm like, that's kind of serves the purpose to the scene. And if not, I can try and go out of my way to do other stuff. But there's other, 2 point, 3 point. I understand it, but it's so much more work than I actually want to do. But at the same time, like I think that's one thing, especially going with 1 point. I don't think it might have been on this stream. When I do that, it's like for the most part, it's just layout, like simple shapes. And then I think you, for the most part, will kind of understand where things go. You could use a ruler for those, but like that's the whole thing is like when I ink, I never use a ruler. That way your lines look natural. And that was one thing I learned from the Kubert school was you don't have to use a ruler for all that shit, because if you use a ruler, it just looks like this sterile flat line.
Yep.
You're trying to do fucking THX 1138, you need those sterile lines. But at the same time, when you look at reality, lines aren't really just a straight pull from here. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of a dip in them, or there's a crack there, or there's a dip because someone sits there quite a bit. But yeah, I get that about the perspective, but I think at what point is it like too much? Because when you start getting to like Kim Jong-gi style, you're just like, do you really need to do a whole fucking scene in that crazy 3 point like perspective?
Linear.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, fucking amazing. I can never do that, and I have so much respect for people that can do that. But it's like, what purpose does that actually serve the scene? You're trying to tell a story. For a commission, totally, yeah, fuck yeah. But in comics, it's like you really have to pay attention to the story and not just make your shots look just the coolest. I mean, you have to make your shots look cool, but you also have to move that story. So there's a weird balance, and sometimes you can get tip heavy on this side, or you can tip heavy on that side. But
Metatron's Cube says Kim Jong-gi completely fudges perspective. Unfortunately, he draws floppy guns.
I don't think I've ever, maybe like 1 or 2, but no. If you understand perspective, they're pretty good.
Yeah. And he's one of those guys that I consider like has reached that level where like, his whole gimmick is that he's drawing from his mind's eye. He's going straight to ink.
And that's the whole thing though, too, though. You're saying maybe floppy guns. And that's the whole thing is if you don't understand guns, I mean, you get stuff that are like bullpup designs, which are insane. It's like, why is this a thing? And you're like, it makes no sense because, when you draw a gun, if you look at people that don't know how to draw guns, they'll, draw people holding it.
Like a fist, like a closed fist.
Well, yes, but not only that, they'll be like, oh, they're holding the magazine, and then
Yeah.
like the actual like breech for the ammunition is over here, but the magazine's over here. It's like that doesn't make sense. This all needs to function as a mechanical device. I try my best to like really pay attention to that stuff, and Kim Jong-gi does amazing. Mwah. You know, he pays attention to that, but again, you get guns that have weird angles and weird offshoots and little tiny things. And not to slight you, Metatron's Cube, but look at his stuff again. Like,
Hey, Metatron.
you know, it's something that I think comes with looking at that stuff for years. You know,
I
understand the way that those
He also
work.
does a lot of like fisheye stuff, so it's like
Yeah.
that can just be him playing with perspective. Like,
But I mean, at the same time, he's doing fisheye, but it's by eye, so it's like, dude, if it's
Yeah.
slight on, yeah, no. And again, everyone's eye is different. Jeff, like you're saying, you can get to that point where you don't need to use that stuff, but your eye may not be. Excuse me, your eye may be more developed than mine. So when I look at something you're like, well, that looks weird, but again, you understand this better than I do, essentially.
Metatron's Cube, I've argued with him in person through a translator.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, yo, dude, you suck.
You monster.
Hey, one time I was at a convention, and then there's a big crowd, and I was like, what's this crowd about? And this guy was like, oh, Tom Cruise is over there. And I was like, fuck Tom Cruise. And I made my way through the crowd, and it was for Edge of Tomorrow. It was at Comic-Con, whenever that came out. And I was like, oh, there he is. And then I realized Bill Paxton was next to him, and I was like, game over, man. And I started yelling, and then Bill Paxton like laughed, and I was like pointing. And I was like, this is the highlight of my life.
Amazing.
In fact,
An artist
yell game over at Bill Paxton.
An artist I really like, but who draws terrible guns, is John Cassidy. I don't know, like if you ever see him draw a gun, especially when it's a cowboy gun, like an old timey revolver. It's like he's drawing a what's his name? Six Straw McGraw. You know, the cartoon character, the El Kabong.
No, explain him to me.
I think
He's a horse.
Detail.
He's a horse, but also he's like a sheriff. And he's like he's also a superhero, and he beats people up with a guitar. I know what you mean.
But it looks like something that character would hold, but then the character he's drawing has like so much cool detail and gritty textures and stuff like that, and he's just got this cartoon gun in his hand, and it immediately takes me out of the whole drawing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think that's the thing about like comics too, is like you gotta, like you're saying, somewhat stay in character.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how.
It's like a sentence.
Did he not just look at a picture? Couldn't he just look at a picture of
like a sentence?
Well, no, it's like a sentence where you got to keep it like somewhat normal, and you can't just be like, "Yeah, that I was talking about David." It fucking drops you out of the conversation. You got to like have a flow to it, and if you can't draw a gun, like why not go out of your way to like somewhat reference it? Or it doesn't take that long either. But I think maybe that just shows lack of comprehension or lack of like willingness to try and research stuff.
Yeah, and he's like an amazing artist. It's just like a weird, like little, like one small flaw in the thing he's done, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we're always gonna have our one little thing that we don't like about certain artists.
He is referencing, and he just can't get guns right for whatever reason. He's listening to this stream and screaming.
Oh, dude, he has like a brain hack where they're blurred out, so he can't actually see guns. So he's like, I'm guessing my best, you guys.
Metatron's Cube said, I started comparing him to Otomo's perspective.
He said, I'm starting comparing Hom to Otomo's perspective.
Oh, Hom. I love Hom.
Yeah.
But I'm confused about Otomo just because like I'm a huge fan. I love Otomo. But you know, a lot of the Japanese comics, they're made by like a group of artists. So did Otomo really truly draw everything himself, or do he have a team? working with him.
As far as I know, the manga Akira was him.
It was all him.
Yeah, he may have like assistants picking up stuff, but if there's a whole book called Akira Club where it's like certain illustrations that he specifically, like maybe there's little filler parts, but it's like straight up like pages that he did. One of my favorites, I never remember what page or what page it is from the manga or what page it is from Akira Club, but it's literally this page where it's like a building collapsing. So it's obviously in like book 4 or 3 or 4. But it's literally like he will talk about what he did during that day. And so it's this like page like this cool block of just destruction. It's so fucking cool. And then to the right, it's a little blurb. He's like, I was sick this day and I don't remember drawing this. And it's the funniest thing to me ever because I'm like, that's for the most part, I think how artists feel. They're just like, I had to do some work. I did it. And it wasn't like a huge monument to me. And no, I think that's what's kind of funny is like Metatron's Cube. I totally understand where you're like, well, this looks weird and stuff like that. But I think that's what artists work on constantly. They think about that stuff and they're like, yeah, this sucks. It's always in the back of their head and they're always trying to like fix that. So
well, it's always too like you finish something, you're like, this looks awesome, and you come back to it 15 minutes later, like, this is terrible. My career's over.
No, not only is it in your head, but then you have other people saying that it sucks and whatever. And I don't know, man.
I can't wait to suck.
Life. Yeah. Oh, Spencer, I haven't told you suck today or what?
Thank you. I needed that.
You freaking suck dick. You fucking
suck dick. You guys want to see something real cool real quick?
If it's your dick, I don't want to see it again.
Yeah.
It's not that cool.
It was way too long. It was way too wet, first of all.
Mouth grate.
Is that Wirehead?
On this guy?
That was right. It is.
Oh, you making a Casey Jones mask?
Yeah. Casey Bones mask. I'm blocking it out right now, so it's still really rough, but
you want to see this cool I don't know if you've ever heard of Guy Fawkes and also the pandemic that's going on, so everyone has to wear masks.
The what?
I mixed the two Guy Fawkes and this like cool mask that I did together.
Yeah.
It looks like whitey tighties.
It's called
Is that your underwear?
Guy Fucks.
Yeah. It says this guy fucks on the inside of the mask, so you can look at it and then you can remind yourself.
Yeah. You can while you're crying to yourself in the grocery store.
I think inside the mask because I coughed in this.
You want to see like really young Kevin when he was doing stickers to put up for graffiti, like those kind of stickers?
No.
All right.
What is this? Cubby Pedo?
QB Pedo. Oh, nice. Old slaps. Kevin doing slaps.
That was it?
Is that a Ja Rule murder? Murder.
You got the reference.
Hey.
No, I used to do those and then basically put them in really weird. Like I did one that said "You are here," but I like climbed like scaffolding and like all sorts of stuff to put it at the very top. So when someone got up there, they're like, "What does that say?" And it says "You are here," and they're like, "Oh," and they're like really disappointed.
Ryan did say on a stream, this is Simonon. Ryan did say on a stream with Tyler and Robert Geronimo that working on a deadline, he sometimes does remember drawing or inking some things. You were there, Spencer. Interesting.
Yeah. That I'm not looking forward to that. I feel like I'm gonna remember everything and it's gonna haunt me. That's why I was like, Camp Rainbow will probably be the only book I ever do. Or I'll get hooked on it like crack. But it's also going to be a whole lot easier for me because I got Kevin helping me with layouts and Ryan inking me.
I remember everything I've ever drawn because I've always worried it was going to expose me.
Right? Who knows? It could end up being like, wouldn't it be just magical if this was some sort of weird match made in hell sort of thing? And everything just works out great on this book, that'd be really cool. Unrealistic expectations, but one can dream. I printed out some sketch cards tonight. I gotta finish cutting those up. It's been a great week.
It's been
1 week since she looked at me.
your arms in the air.
Kevin's favorite song. He had to come back for it.
He just comes in and immediately belts it out.
Right?
Oh, songs? You talking about songs?
I fucking love the Bare Naked Ladies, bruh.
That's a hard song to sing.
It's been. I was trying to think of a bare naked.
You missed that part. We already started that part. That's the only part we can do.
We're past that. That's the only thing we remembered.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
Yep, that's as far as we got to.
I was just saying, did I get further than anyone else?
How incredibly un-Canadian we are.
I thought Jeff was Canadian. Didn't I ask him that last stream?
That's
Angrily?
Ryan being Canadian.
That's hilarious.
So other fun stuff. Again, why
Yes.
I wasn't on stream.
Was it the AIDS again?
No, a teacher of mine when I was a teenager. He's one of my regulars. He comes in and he plays lotto, and then he buys a little bottle of wine. No, he came in the other day and he was like, "Do you need a motorcycle helmet?" And I was like, "Yes."
Do you have a motorcycle?
I don't have a motorcycle, but no. But he was like, "Do you like need one? You didn't know someone that like wants one or like needs one?" And I was like, I got a buddy that he just got a motorcycle, so and he's like, I have 2 motorcycle helmets, but you can't give them to Goodwill because there's like a lawsuit. Or I guess the guy bought one and it failed. So the guy's brain is ground beef, Either way, he was like, "Yeah, do you want these?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." So basically, I took him, and knowing my buddy, he already has a helmet and everything, but I was like, 2 free motorcycle helmets. When is this going to happen again? But yeah, so I knocked one down the other day and basically sanded it and took it apart, and I'm going to paint them and just do weird shit on them. So I was like, that's fun. It's a fun project for me, Kevin.
That's fun.
Yeah. But
There's
I am.
a YouTube channel I watched that paints helmets. It's pretty cool.
A Modelo beer, nice. It's Kevin's jam.
I know this is actually a weird California thing. It's slightly different. It's a Modelo. There's a D, an extra D in there. It sounds like some kind of extortion. If you don't buy my helmet, you'll get in a lot of pain. And I said, hey, you come at me, you get the thumb screws. And then he said, what? And then when he looked away, I stabbed him right in the jugular.
Beat him with a helmet.
Yeah.
This story took a turn.
Not going to airbrush the helmets. I'm going to prime them, and then I'm going to draw a bunch of demons on them. And then
he's going to Mod Podge them.
Exactly.
Googly eyes and all the demons.
I'm going to make it look like it's a helmet, but then basket case is coming off the top, and then the little brother is coming out. What's his face?
No, you can also you can waterproof seal it that way. I wasn't being stupid.
Oh, no. Like, I'm straight up, like, I'm going to do a bunch of cool stuff, and then it's going to be sealed and everything.
I think you should watercolor it, and then when it rains, you get to start over.
Yeah. I'm going to cover it in
draw little karate fetuses all over it.
Okay, so no, I'm going to make a faux basket that goes on top, and then Belial will be up top, and his little arms flap in the wind.
Out of it.
I'm going to have nightmares tonight.
You should also have the...
Sorry,
what
Jeff.
is it? What is the other one that takes place in the same universe? Is it Brain Damage?
Don't
The
you
weird
dare talk bad about Brain
blue
Dead.
slug thing. Is that the same one? They take place in the shared universe.
Mm.
Is it Basket Case and then the Peter Jackson one?
I think it's Brain Damage. Hang on.
No, I thought that
Brain Dead's
Peter,
the gnarly
Peter
monkey
Jackson's
one.
Brain Dead. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Oh, dude, it's so good. That's Dead Alive though, aka.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Brain Damage with the little blue brain slug.
Don't know that one. I still haven't seen Meet the Feebles. I gotta watch that.
It's
Sometime.
it's another Frank
Meet the
Henenlotter
Feebles.
movie.
Mhm.
What about what is it?
Bad Taste.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that.
yeah.
That's great.
I remember. I think one of the first parties I went to with a bunch of people from the Atascadero Theater that I worked at. They talked about Meet the Feebles a bunch.
Yeah, this guy gets it's a Frank Henenlotter movie, and he gets
You completely made that website right now. Just
this
to
is IMDb.
Yeah, I mean, Busy Philip. Come on.
wait, what? I've never heard of this.
Frank Henenlotter, though, the dude who did Basket Case and tons of other shit.
I want to see
Frankenhooker.
that show, Truth Seekers, that was just up a second ago.
Yeah, he did Basket Case and Frankenhooker, and Brain Damage and Basket Case take place in a shared universe.
What are any of these movies, Spencer? I think you're lying.
Dude, you never saw Brain Damage? This fucking weird talking slug thing.
No, that's
Called
not a real thing.
Why are all his movies about the same thing? Some weird growth.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was just a shitty, low budget. Like everything he did was like, oh, we're gonna have this weird monster that like possesses a dude, but it like sucked their brains out of their foreheads. But there's a scene in it. I think it's on like a subway.
It's funny because purely the lighting in Brain Damage gives me the 90s Blob vibes.
Yeah, Brain
Frankenhooker
Damage
is fucking dope though, by the way.
Brain Damage, Basket Case, and Frankenhooker all take place in the same universe, but this is the scene in Brain Damage where the dude from Basket Case is riding around with Belial in the basket on the train, and the dude who's infected with the brain worm from Brain Damage like sits across from him on the train, and they both glare at each other like they want to like feed each other to each other's weird monster.
Yeah, Belial is great.
And you're just like, oh shit, that's the guy from Basket Case, and then you realize like it's made by the same people and everything. Like,
Basket Case is the one that freaked me out the most as a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Brain Damage basically feels like they were trying to make Basket Case even more of a comedy.
I get it.
Yeah, Basket Case
because they put the eyes way too close together. That was like their only reason. Like,
well, the thing looks like a like penis or a turd with a mouth.
Yeah, it's a penis turd.
Yeah, it's like a blue penis turd with the texture of like a space scrotum.
There's a guy in like the pitch office. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a penis mixed with a turd.
Mixed with that blue shit you put in the toilet.
But imagine if it had eyes and the eyes were too close together.
It seems a lot like that Parasite manga from what I've seen, actually. When I saw that, because I think that Parasite manga has a show now too on Netflix.
But the Parasite manga they actually take like individual pieces of you. Like multiple parasites could be part of a person. So it's almost like The Thing.
Excuse me. This thing just like latches onto you like a parasite.
The way you said though that Parasite manga has a show on Netflix just sounded like Maury Povich has got a new show on Netflix. Like I just imagine the Parasite like as a talk show host.
The funny thing too,
where it's like you are not the parasite, and someone's like, "Oh my god, thank God!"
Not really funny. Yeah, you're just a regular guy. You're just a piece of shit.
Oh, thank God! I brought that old woman for no reason.
Right. So I said it was the funny thing about this, but it's not really that funny. This thing's name, it should just be like Elmer. Yeah, right here, Elmer. But it's actually, see, this foreign thing spelt it Elmer, which makes insane sense for a foreign poster to have spelt it properly. the name is actually Aylmer, and it's spelt like AYL.
Kind of scary.
assuming like if it keeps along the same lines, like Belial and Aylmer, it's probably like some sort of fucking demon name.
Or
Yeah,
just like dyslexic.
I think that's what it's supposed to be, but it's like everyone in the movie just mistakenly calls him Elmer or just doesn't give a fuck and calls him Elmer for most of the movie.
Yeah.
Only the main character calls him like Elmer.
The demon Elmer.
Yeah, and it's just like, holy fuck, like you guys should have just ADR'd it in as Elmer for the whole fucking movie, because no one is going to remember this thing. And you hear it and you think for the whole movie it's just Elmer, and it's Elmer. It's like AYALMER.
It's just
really
like
dumb.
the way that you're supposed to pronounce my name.
Yeah.
K. Evan.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
bad. I was saying it wrong this whole time.
Yeah, you were.
Wouldn't it
You were
be
just saying Kevin, but it
You were
was
so
wouldn't
nice
it
not
be
to correct
K
me.
even?
Caveman.
no.
Kevin?
It's K, but also I don't know if you're familiar with the Star Wars planet Yavin
Oh, look
4.
at that.
Hey,
Basket Case 3, there's a whole bunch of Belials.
Do you remember Yavin 4?
Have you guys seen this?
No.
Jeff, thank you for laughing.
Basket Case 3, The Progeny.
I thought it was funny.
Oh, dude, the other day, so
No?
on Halloween,
Okay, cool, great. Good talking, guys.
on Halloween,
Hey, we're getting
Bastards.
along, man. Let's get along.
Yeah, right? I'm just going to leave you guys to kiss. I'm going to go get a drink.
Like,
I
it's
guess.
funnier when you guys hate each other.
Yeah, it's cooler when you rip on Jeff's
I
hairline and I get to
also-
just sit in the back and
I
laugh
don't
at
know why
it.
that happened. Either way.
I know why, dude. I
Jeff
told
is
Jeff.
here.
Jeff evidently wasn't paying attention, but I was like, you were doing a shot like every like 3 to 5 minutes that entire time. I don't know how you were standing at the end of
I
the
did
stream.
Finish a bottle of 12-year-old scotch. Either way,
Yeah, you did so many shots, and I was like, I went back and looked at the video. You were on with us for like 2.5, almost 3 hours, and you were just doing shots like every 5 to 10 minutes, just fucking going in on Jeff. And I was like, oh yeah, Kevin was like on the verge of blackout drunk. Like,
either way, on Halloween, we watched. I'm pretty sure I brought that up. Phantasm 3: Lord of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Dude, that movie's so good. Because
is.
I like had vague memories of when I watched it as a kid, but like on like TNT, like it was on TV, and it's like, why was this movie on TV?
Fangasm 3.
Yeah.
Probably the blur a lot in that one.
Well, I mean, there's a whole like razor blade fucking frisbee. There's
That sounds
Instagram.
like hard
There's like at
ticket
least 3
to
titty
Hawaii.
scenes in it.
Yeah, but there's a guy that I've been like I
It's a
like on,
razor blade frisbee.
there's a guy that I like on Instagram that's like anti CGI, and he's been posting all like for the past like 3 days, all like TV versions of like rated R movies.
Mhm.
And the first one was Showgirls, and it's like at the very and she's got like this horribly painted over like skin colored bra. There's Die Hard 2 where he's wearing the sign. It just says "I hate everyone," and I laughed so hard. Kill Bill Volume 1, it just says "Party Wagon" on the back. Like all of them are so bad. I think it's from Dusk Till Dawn. It says "Kitty Twister" is the bar they're going towards, and I was like, that's like almost worse. Like I always think of though my favorite is Repo Man. Not Repo Men, the Jude Law fucking bullshit, but Repo Man, one of my favorite movies ever.
Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, Harry Dean Stanton. You get a lot of good performances in that, but my buddy knew that I liked that movie so much that he got me the Criterion version. It's fucking awesome. Like the whole cover is like a dude's skull and there's a mohawk, and it's all made out of the like Los Angeles map. Basically, it's like highlighted in certain spots to make it look like a skull with a mohawk. But that has the made-for-TV version of Repo Man, and it's like, why would there ever need to be a made-for-TV version of Repo Man? It makes no sense. But there's a whole part where Harry Dean Stanton, they drive through Skid Row, and he's like, yeah, he's like, motherfucker, he's like all this other stuff, and he's like, they're driving through, and that's obviously heavily edited, and they're going through Skid Row. It's a really horrible, impoverished area of Los Angeles. And in the made-for-TV version, he's like, yeah, all these melon farmers. And I'm like, that's so much more racist. Like, it's so much worse than...
Or were they driving through fields of melon farms? Because then it's
No.
okay.
No. That's
okay.
like, holy shit, dude. This movie, it only gets better and better, though.
We're talking about honeydews?
Yeah.
Everybody likes honeydew.
Apparently the Chevy Malibu, though, that is like the car that got stolen because like during the production, someone's like, yeah, and they just stole that fucking car.
That's awesome. Well, hey, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to head to bed.
Yeah, I was going to say we all should. It's 2:30 here. So we will call it a night. Thank you.
You did the whole 3:30 thing, but I assumed you meant 3:30 my time.
Yeah, that was last night, and we were like, we're not even gonna do it late tonight. We went for 3 hours. So yeah, dudes, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Check out Kevin's Patreon, patreon.com/countpagan. Links will be in the description and everything on the video once this goes up, guys.
Cool behind the scenes stuff.
Hell yeah. Check out Hammerella on Indiegogo and WIREHEAD as well on Indiegogo, and City of Rot if you haven't checked that out already too. And
yeah.
Take it easy, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.